Like, fuck your fucking grandmother, fuck your fucking dog. I kicked your mailman in the nuts because he was a little bitch ass cuck. I'm sick of this shit. We're going fucking nuts. Um,
Oh,
anyway.
you're one of those moods, huh?
No, not really. Hey everybody. It is late night madness. So, how else should I start the show other than being completely batshit insane? It fits. It's madness. Here we go, people. We're gonna talk a little bit about the internet culture, how YouTubers get started, how I got started, how Doku became a panelist, stuff like that. What's going on tonight, man? How are you doing?
Hey, well, just got off the stream on Exiled Opinions. If anybody feels so inclined, go check us out. We do the Rotten Tomatoes drinking game every night, starting roughly around 11, 12 Eastern Standard Time, and we read terrible, terrible articles and get drunk at other people's stupidity, obnoxiousness, and God, I feel like I've contracted cancer because of it.
Well, no, you know what I'm figuring is you guys provide a valuable service, and this is what it is. Hey, anybody out there that is a recovering alcoholic, right? And you just have this urge to drink, but you can't, because you're recovering, right? Just watch these guys drink for you. They'll kill a little bit of your liver.
Uh, Dude, I before we even get into this, I can't even begin to describe to you how terrible some of these articles are regarding what we covered tonight, the Birds of Prey movie. Dude, it was bad. I read an article from something something Williams writing for salon.com, and I swear I saw the word.
No, gotta stop you at salon. Vetoed.
Oh,
Move
it
on.
was bad. It was so bad. I swear I saw the word feminist, misogyny, and patriarchy at least like three or four times each.
That was just in the title.
It was bad. It was bad. Uh, Honestly, I'm the one that came out on top though because thankfully I'm only drinking beer. Shandor and fucking Herpicus that they were drinking rum and bourbon respectively. I
Well,
feel bad.
no. That's like a feminist coming out and going, "Hey, The Witcher is misogynist because witches were predominantly female. Therefore, a man being a witch is totally off base." What?
Uh,
Have you even played the game?
Oh, dude, even putting the identity politics nonsense aside, you can tell like the people that are writing these articles, like they don't know jack shit about the history of anything. Like they're just jumping on it because it's like, oh, I can push my narrative. Yay. It's like, no, stop. This is why we call you fake geeks. Like this would be like somebody saying that, you know, Star Trek Picard is somehow, some sort of like Bernie Sanders masterpiece. And yes, apparently Harley Quinn is a Bernie Sanders voter for reasons. I don't get me started.
Okay, all right, but your horror stories of exiled opinions aside, um, okay, so the internet itself and internet culture, it's an interesting thing, right? So I started back in the day, AOL, right? Those things that are now frisbees. Yeah, they actually used to work. Um, you got like 400 free hours, and then the next week they give you another 400 hours. Like I don't know anybody in like 1995 on who paid for internet. You know what I mean? Like you just created a new email. But I started off over there. Me and my friends would hang out in the voice chats and stuff, kind of like Discord is now. And we would go into like white supremacist chats and bump Tupac just to piss these assholes off. You know what I mean? And I think that's kind of what started like 4chan and Line Chat. I don't know dick about Line Chat, okay? I've never been over there. But I've heard from you, Doku, how it is, and it reminds me of that. Am I far off base?
Well, line chat's kind of a bit of the Wild West. Like, you'll start a group, and again, there's no oversight in line chat. It's how do I explain this? The way it works is, you meet some people, you make your own chat groups. It's not like AOL Instant Messenger where you can join a chat group. You have to make your own, and kind of like with the internet, you start networking with people, and they'll invite you to new chats. Like, some rooms are dedicated to memes, some are just dedicated to music, some are dedicated to just bullshit, and you expand your circle of friends and contacts, and there's no oversight, there's no admins, there's no nothing. It is literally the fucking Wild West, which is what makes it great. It you're always gonna run into assholes, shit's gonna happen, but for the most part, it's just pure unbridled internet culture doing what the internet does best, and that's the free and open exchange of information, as it should be. Yeah, it's not Facebook, it's not
Ah,
Twitter.
here we go. Internet culture doing what internet culture does best, the free and open exchange of information. I like that. But aren't we moving away from that now? I mean, we're not allowing it. The free expression of ideas coming across from different people is kind of being censored now systematically, is it not?
And that's why you're starting to see so much pushback against it. It's why I actually like Line Chat, and I hold it up in case anybody doesn't know. Line Chat is a product of Naver Corporation, which is a Japanese company. I believe it got its start in South Korea, but they're essentially the Asian competitor to Google. But they have their own chat app, which is Line. It's basically like WhatsApp, which is owned by Facebook, I believe. It's literally just a group chat application, but they don't have any oversight. They just let the internet, go ahead and do its thing. We police ourselves. It, which again, you can argue like with the good comes the bad. Like, don't get me wrong, I've seen doxing, but I've also seen people who are like full blown pedophiles, like AMOC. I've seen people like that get exposed. I've seen them get doxed, but there's none of this, oh my God, you can't spread this meme around about Trump or Nancy Pelosi because it's this. It's like, no, dude, you can do pretty much whatever the fuck you want, but you got to remember, it's the internet, dude. It What you say can and will be remembered. If you do something stupid, there will be repercussions. There will be accountability. You will be held to it. And like anybody on the internet, yeah, there's always the potential that you could get doxxed or harassed or someone's going to say some mean things to you. It comes with the fucking territory. Like, you have to realize that. Dodge, you and me, I think, realize this, more than most normies, quote unquote. I hate using that fucking term. Just the fact that we're even on YouTube and talking, if somebody gets a stick up their ass and they want to really go out of their way to try to figure out who we are, they probably could. I mean, we're on YouTube. It could potentially happen.
Not potentially. Let's be real about this. Go back through my going on 5 years of YouTube content. I'm pretty sure you could piece out exactly where I live by my own words. You know what I mean? Just because in casual conversation stuff drops like that. You know what I mean? Like that. Hey, Farty. Okay, we're good now. Yep, there was a little bit of echo there at the beginning, but we're good.
Yes.
How
Sorry
you
about
doing?
that. Sorry about
What's up,
that.
Farty?
Yeah, no
You
worries.
drunk yet?
No, no, no. That little echo that keeps coming up. I have a UE boom that's hooked up to my computer, and when I get on here, I put the headphones on. I keep forgetting to turn the bastard off until last minute, so that's what that was.
Oh, no worries, dude. I just heard myself like 3 times. It was interesting. but but no, we're talking a little bit about well, we're gonna get into the story of how we all started our channels. So hopefully you're ready for that, Farty.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So we're gonna talk about that, and we're just talking about internet culture and how this has risen up organically, and it really has. If you look at the progression from like where I started, the AOL chats to where Doku started line chat to where we are now, Discord and YouTube, and um, there's just this progression that continues along. And there is a method to the madness. There is a way to network and actually make everybody's lives better. There's also plenty of ways to slip up or get tore down.
Oh, and I think something important to point out is if you are going to put yourself out there on the internet, whether or not you're playing an app game, or if you're doing what we're doing right now, and we're talking over the internet doing a podcast, or if you're just chatting on line chat or some other messaging app, it to some degree, yeah, you technically are a public figure, and you are putting yourself out there, and you're opening yourself up to, not only just criticism or the evil trolls. Oh my God, the trolls, or just people being dicks in general. Like you can't really expect all of these app providers or service providers to really sit there and try to police that, because dude, you should have known what you're getting yourself into before you even began. Like the second that you create an account, you sign up for something, you know that there's gonna be someone out there who's gonna be a dick. Like it's the same way as like if you're going to a bar and you start talking to the guy next to you, you have no idea if he's gonna be cool, if he's gonna be an asshole, if you're gonna get in a fight. It it's the same way as like normal human interaction. It's just for some reason people somehow think the internet's supposed to be a fucking safe space, and it's not. In a lot of ways, it's actually even worse. Like not only can I go to the bar and I'm a dick, somebody might write down my license plate number and figure out where I live that way. On the internet, there's no telling how many weaponized autists are going to sit there and waste hours and hours and hours of their time just to figure out where I live. Like,
Well, like I was saying, you could literally go through the red eye stream, and you could just sit there and listen. If you're really got that much of a hard on for coming after me, you can sit there and listen and piece out exactly where I fucking live. I bet you. I bet you anything. Okay? Like, okay, first off, everybody knows it's Oregon. So that's narrowed it down pretty fucking good. You know what I mean?
also, isn't that just kind of this is not unique to the internet. Again, I bring up license plates as something very specific. Like, if I'm traveling out of town, you can still see like what state my license plate is from. You can see what the license plate number is. Like, yeah, you could find me that way as well. The internet's no different.
But I don't even necessarily know if that's a problem. Okay, so like the problem with doxing to me, and we don't have to really dwell on this too long. We've done whole entire 3 hour streams on doxing. So this isn't something we need to just bear down into. But the problem with doxing to me is not that you're attacking me. I'm the asshole putting myself out there. Attack me. Swing. I'll swing back. I'm ready. That's why I'm out here. But you know who's not ready? My fucking kids and my wife. You know what I mean? That's where the problem comes.
Yeah. Well, that is a problem with the internet that I can see, is that a lot of people have become socially retarded. Like, there's no manners or anything like that, and anything goes. And this is where we get fucking swatting and stuff like that, because, well, no one's actually taught these little cunts, the actual moral reasons why you shouldn't do that. So, yeah, the whole thing of, yeah, well, your family's fair game. You know, coarse fucking idiots are going to think like that.
Well,
Yeah, no, Farty, you're right. And like you understand my position, right? Like if you want to come at me, we could have a conversation. Hell, I can go meet you outside of the club and we could fucking box it out. But don't come out here with pictures of my wife and my kids. Don't come out here trying to swat me and threaten my family. What's wrong with you? Like, do you not have fucking common human decency? I
Yeah.
mean, is this so beyond the pale that we have to live in a modern society and actually follow fucking rules?
oh, again, I'm
Well,
going to use the license plate argument. Okay, yeah, you seen me, you see where what car I drive, so you come out and okay, you slash my tires. There's a difference between bashing my wing mirror in, or breaking my fucking windshield, or anything along that nature because you know what car I drive, versus looking at my license plate, figure out where I live, and then trying to set fire to my house because my wife and kids also live in the same fucking house. If you want to come at me, come at me. Don't bring my fucking family into it.
Yeah, no, the same argument. And I know you don't want to talk music tonight, Doku, so we're not gonna talk music. But the same thing can be said about something as simple as like a rap battle, right? To where it's mono and mono. It's not like I'm not. It's not like a drive-by where you're just spraying shots and you'll hit everybody on the block. You know what I mean? You're swinging at an individual. That is okay. If you have an issue with me, come at me. We could do this. I'm a grown man. I'm all right with it. But don't come at my wife. She didn't do nothing. She don't know you. You know what I mean?
yeah, you really have to be smart about this when you first get on the internet. You see, like, well, 99% of the details on the internet are fake, as in regards to me. So, steal my identity, have at it, see how fucking far you get. And if you get very far, come and tell me, because then I'll use the bloody things and get rich myself. But when my mum started getting into YouTube, she just like watching videos and stuff like that as an alternate sort of source of entertainment. She's a bit of a recluse at the moment now, in her old age. Um, and the one thing I said to her was, right, okay, we'll set you up an account so you can have all the functions and like the all the shit that comes with like actually having an account. But do not ever do a YouTube video yourself. Don't upload anything, and don't say anything in the comment section. Stay the fuck out of it, because if you put something up, some cunt's going to say something to you. It's going to hurt your feelings, and if you comment back to them, you're just going to get stuck with the trolls. So best off, don't have anything to do with that side of it. Just use it as a TV.
Dude, one of the primary rule: don't feed the trolls.
Mm-hmm.
Well, no, that's a good point. There's people like me that enjoy the argument. Like I came on here to argue. You know what I mean? So if that's your goal, you're gonna achieve it. It's very easy to achieve.
Well,
Um,
that's exactly how I inadvertently started.
well, yeah, no, let's get to that. Okay, so I started my YouTube channel. I put out 3 or 4 videos. My third video popped, 11,000 views. I got lucky. I hit upon a Judge Andrew Napolitano story, and I hit it before Fox News did. You know what I mean? Like I found the story before even Fox News, who fucking had the guy working for him. So I got lucky and I blew up on that video. And then I jumped into, and I hate to name drop him because he's a cunt, but I jumped on the Ogre stream. And then I jumped on a couple of other streams. And then I started a network. And then I started live streaming. And then it all grew from there. What about you guys? Farty, you had your own channel. You were pretty much doing debunking videos, right?
Yeah. Yeah, well, I lost my job with First Fleet. I went to Sierra Leone. I came back. I was living with a mate, and he, like, this was my mate who owns a video shop. And I was sort of kind of working at his shop, sort of just to sort of pay me way kind of thing. And on the time off, he got me into YouTube, and I was on Live League at the same time as well. I actually got on the Live League before YouTube, all the war videos and stuff like that, and then so started getting onto YouTube, and then this one day I came across a 9/11 conspiracy video, and I'm like, oh fucking what? Who's the fucking idiot that didn't fucking get this? So I'm looking in the comment section, and there's all these fucking conspirators. It's an inside job, and jet fuel don't melt steel beams, and there's a pod under the plane. Oh, well, I started fucking correcting him, which led to lots and lots of arguments between dumb fucks who thought that they knew more than the firefighter who was speaking to them, or the aviation enthusiast, or the military guy who's actually used explosives before and can tell you that no, it wasn't fucking C4 and definitely wasn't bloody thermite. Stop calling thermite an explosive because it's an incendiary. There's a difference. So then I thought, you know what, I'll do some fucking satirical videos just taking the piss out of people like Alex Jones and stuff like that. And I purposefully chose the name I'm Better Than You Is because of the grammar Nazi aspect. It's I'm better than you are. Well, you're going to have to take that up with Google because that was already taken. And I also started doing my videos where I was wearing a shamar. And this was a little test for all the truthers, you see, because if you went to my channel, there was a picture of me. And I kept on getting all of these, comments from these truthers who claimed that they'd done all the investigation and they've done their research and all this, and they just came onto my video, didn't even watch it, but just left the comments like, show us your face, you coward, and all this kind of stuff. It's like, well, you reckon you've done all the investigation, mate? My face is up there, you can find it. But then I started getting bored with that. I got onto 9/11 Sausage Man, RK Owens 4, which I was actually a part of an anti-doxing part in that. There was this one YouTuber, Funk Doctor, FNKDCTR, who started posting RK Owens' real address and all this kind of stuff. Well, actually his parents' address. I ended up calling him and letting them know and say, look, you might want to have a chat to Ryan because someone's doing something nasty on his account. And that actually led to all the comment sections being shut down there. And then the truthers complained about censorship and all this. And I'm like, well, the comment section on his channel is still open if you'd like to have a discussion there. Oh, sorry, that's where we were having that discussion in the first place. But what's your problem? You can still speak about it. It just got onto other things. And then I did a video on a BuzzFeed video. And next thing I know, I got this bloke called Eldritch God contacting me saying, oh, yeah, just seen your video on that. Can I use it? And I'm like, fuck yeah, why not? And then he's invited me on Discord. And then this one day we had this bloke came on slurring like buggery. What was his name? Oh, Mad Dodge. Yeah. And I think I even remember the first thing I said to him too. It's like, how much weed do you smoke? And I remember exactly what you said too. Fuck you, man. Fuck you, man. Fuck you, man. And now we're here.
Hey, first off, fuck you, man. But no. Okay, so yeah. I sometimes slur my speech. I've been known to do so. It's okay. I happen to think there's a certain Aussie I know that does the same thing. Hey, how you doing, Farty?
In your defense, you were really fucked up that night. Hey, Jensen.
Hey, I was hanging out with Cabby. That's my excuse, okay? I gotta keep up with Cabby. Hey, Jensen.
Too soon if I said, yeah, I don't think you can keep up with him anymore.
Oh,
wow!
And you know what? Cheers to Cabby. That he invoked the obligatory cheers. So cheers it is.
Yeah,
as if I wasn't drunk enough already.
Yeah, okay. No, I swear to God, Jensen, do you control StreamYards? You're just like, fuck this motherfucker, right?
I confirm or deny anything. It's not like I'm known for kicking people randomly, especially people in top hats.
Yeah, no, you were throwing some shade earlier today, brother. What the fuck?
Actually, I want you to think about it, Dodge. I was getting people to notice you. I was just doing it in a humorous manner. Okay?
Yeah, fair
So,
enough.
no shade. It was actually to try and get people to go, who the fuck's he talking about? Oh, this guy. I wonder what they're talking about. Oh, let's take a look. Because you've got to remember that CSG gets a lot of people that you guys don't. So, just trying to help out, man.
That
Oh, it's a
is true,
promotion.
and you guys did a pretty good job today too. But yeah, no, we're talking a little bit about how we started on YouTube and internet culture in general, right? So um after my first few videos, I kind of hit like 500 subscribers and I kind of stagnated for like a year and a half, where it just kind of sat there. I had the same people coming in, and the chat was interactive, everything was good, but it was like I couldn't get any growth. And then I did this Waco video where we talked about Waco and Ruby Ridge with Cabby, MC, Jensen. You were there. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and then we popped again, man. I think that's when we jumped 1,000 subscribers. Was right after that video. So do you think it's like you have to grab controversy, even if it's old controversy, like
Yeah.
as long as it's interesting?
Yes, actually, that is exactly what you need to do. You need to grab things that gets people's attention, even like you said, even if it's old shit. It just makes people take a look. And well, let's be honest, mate. As we're talking about, shit you guys done, it's still registered as your greatest show as the Game of Thrones shows. The behind the thrones stuff. So, yeah, I'd say you've done pretty well with that, man. Oh, and
Yeah.
if it's all right, a certain person whose name we don't like to mention, cough cough, the onion cough cough lingering odor, has gone down below 1,000.
Ouch. That's
Yep.
rough. R.I.P. Should we pour out some beer? Can
No,
I'm,
we
I'm
call
not pouring.
can
I'm
we
not
call the
pouring
goose
out
cooked?
I'm not pouring out any fucking beer for that shit because that would be a complete and utter waste. But you know what? I will fucking drink in amusement.
it's against my
Yes.
religion to waste booze like that.
I'm surprised Dodgy didn't go batshit when you suggested pouring out the beer. Wow, you're brave.
I know, right? Well, hey, it's only okay if it's Foster's, right?
Oh, that stuff's okay because that's
That's not
actually
beer.
just urine in a can.
Yeah.
It's Australian for beer, and every Aussie on the fucking face of the planet's like, no, it's not.
Yeah, well, we call beer piss, right? But we actually call Foster's urine because it actually is piss. That's where the term comes from.
The only thing I like. Oh, sorry, Jensen. Go ahead.
No, but I was saying, worst thing is I actually completely believe him with that. Go on.
Oh, I was gonna say the only good thing about Foster's is the fact that it has a fat ass can, so you can dump it out quicker.
Yeah, that was actually the rumor that used to go around the Sydney brewery where they used to make Foster's, is that they actually used to piss in the vats.
Wow.
No,
Lovely.
that's not cool. I've actually drank Foster's before. Like, dude. Son of
Like I
a
said, it was only a
bitch.
rumor, but there was a very popular one. It's about as popular. It's about as prevalent of rumor as Epstein didn't kill himself. There are guns in the Auburn mosque walls, and Hillary is actually a reptilian alien.
Shit, I've drank Australian piss. God damn it.
It could be worse. It may take me a while to think of how, but it could be worse.
I can think of how. It could be French piss.
Well, actually, I can think of how. Just think. There's some fucking 65-year-old bloke sitting in a chair, dubbing out his 90th cigarette that day, who's about 300 fucking pounds and stinks like shit because he can't reach his ass to wipe properly. He's sitting there going, I got dodge.
Hey, apologize to Ogre immediately.
Shots. Good shots there. Oh, dear.
Yeah, I don't give. Yeah, no fucks given anymore. Like, I really don't give a shit. It's on. I'm coming out swinging. It's election year, so here we go. You got Dodge back. Welcome to the shit show.
By the way, I'm really glad you're actually redoing your shows. Okay, seriously, really am happy you're getting back into it, man.
Yeah. No. We need to talk about that thing behind the scenes with Arthur and Mitch. I want to have that meeting soon, so we need to coordinate that. And you're the guy I want in the room with me. All right, Jensen. So
I know. Seriously, man. As long as it's at a point where I might actually be awake, because different countries. But if I'm awake, hit me up. You should know that by now. Well, just like a good prostitute, I'm available whenever necessary.
hey, I got a 20 spot for you, buddy. Show a little leg.
Was that Mitch
That's
the
not
Ripper
my
you were
leg.
talking about?
Sorry, mate. What?
Was that Mitch the Ripper you were talking about?
Yeah.
Oh, Jensen, I got something funny to tell you about him after this. I won't say it on air because I'm not like that to fucking talk shit about cunts on air and bring fucking fights up and stuff like that. But I think you'll find this funny.
Okay. I am very interested straight away.
But okay. So, all right. Comes to the internet. I started because I knew I wanted to argue. I came on YouTube because I knew I wanted to debate. I wanted to put myself into the fire. I was ready to do so, gloves off at the very beginning. And that's how I've never changed from that standpoint. Say what you want to say about me. You can say I'm wrong. You can say I'm a dumb libertarian fucking flip-flopping piece of shit. But I ain't a goddamn moderate. All right? I'm not memes. I'm not. You can never accuse me of being memes, okay? And there's nothing wrong with memes. He is who he is. He's my friend. We're good. It's just, no. I'm going to choose my side of the fence and I'm going to fight on it. All right? When it comes to abortion, fuck you. You're a baby killer. There, I said it. What's up?
Yeah.
You know? Hey, fight me. What's up? Comes to the death penalty. This is where I pissed Jensen off. Fuck you, government. You don't have the right to kill somebody. What? They murdered somebody so you can murder them? How's that okay? Murder is murder. It goes both ways. Fight me. I don't care. What about war? You punch me in the nose? Me, as in, not myself, but America. You come here, you hit us. 9/11, we should have left Afghanistan looking like a glass parking lot. That's it. Burn it all down. You're done. It's fuck me? Oh, no, it's not. Like, really? You swung at the wrong giant, you dumb cunt. It's on.
I'm just going to leave that sit there.
Right. Well, no, because that is the libertarian stance. You act like it's not. No, we're not fucking. We're not the Amish, dude. No, what we are is if you don't mess with me, I leave you alone completely. You want to rape fucking. You want to cover your women in burqas and rape babies? Whatever. Do it over there in fucking Palestine. Don't do it in LA. Alright? Because then we got a fucking problem. But then you come over here and you swing at us? Nah. All bets are off. Like it's on.
Okay, hands up. Who thought he was going to say it's on like Donkey Kong? Just
I
the way.
almost did. I almost
I
did
know.
actually. I know, yeah. I had to stop myself. I was like, no, that's too far, Chris.
It's just the way you said it. It was like, and that was the next line.
Well, no, and see, once again, talking about internet. There we go. Everybody already knew my name was Chris, but there, I just dropped it again. So if you guys are taking notes, there you go. Write that down right next to Oregon and mountains. There you go, guys. Connect the dots.
So, you know, if you're in Japan, they'd be calling you Chris. Oh, Chris!
But no, if you bloody America's nose, then we come and stomp you into the ground. But if you leave us alone, we leave you alone. Completely. That's where I stand on that. When it comes to the internet and it comes to this internet drama culture, and I'm pivoting back to the internet because that's where we were. Um, when it comes to that, you have the people that dwell on it, like the drama channels. So you have like, you're gonna love this, Farty.
Keemstar?
Keemstar.
Yes, I can confirm he is actually still going. He's just had a big video about the J Station getting fucking booted. Haha, sucked in.
I know, right? But like, you have them dwelling off it. That's okay. I mean, it seems like there's a section of the internet for all of us. It's just when the crossover happens, we have an issue.
That's exactly right. Fucking one of the truthers, right? Was it never owned? And yes, I've owned him fucking thousands of times. But nah, talk about 9/11, he's a complete cunt. Every other subject on the planet, he's a fucking mad bloke.
Well, and I had asked you, Farty, how you got started. You said that. Doku, what about you? How'd you get started?
No, honestly, in a really, really lame way. I decided I was like, hey, I'm gonna start, focusing on YouTube a little bit. See what we can make happen here, because line chat's not exactly financially viable. It's fun, but it's not financially viable. So let's see if maybe I can, do a side gig, just having fun doing what I'm doing. This happened right around the time of the first adpocalypse. So it's like, well, late to the party there. This is back when, Leafy was still relevant. So instead, I was just like, fine, fuck it. I just started talking to people. This was back when I still also thought, the SJW was a myth, until I realized it wasn't. And I started talking. I think the first person I ever talked to is like Cognitive Thought or Suit Yourself or Irate Bear. It was one of the three of them. And the first stream I was ever on, I know, was Cognitive Thought back when he was getting his start. And I talked to it was Cog, Vegan Gains was on there, and we were talking about veganism. And
No, wait a minute. No, you're shitting me right now. You actually talked to Vegan Gains? Oh, dude.
for like a brief.
I would have loved to be you right then. I got so much to say to that dumb son of a bitch.
Just continue to argue
unfortunately,
until he runs out of energy.
Oh no, the thing is, like, he jumped in basically just to yell at Cog for like 2 minutes, and then he left. The one guy that actually was having a decent conversation was Wavy Carbs, and my argument to him was like, hey, look, a balanced diet is a good thing. There's a reason that people who are vegan or vegetarian, they need supplements and everything, is because your diet isn't balanced. And he actually, to an extent, agreed with me. And Wavy Carbs is actually a pretty reasonable dude. I have to give the guy respect. He's not
Well,
a
no.
militant vegan.
Well, here's the thing, Doku. Check it out, man. I know this is crazy. All right, it's insane. I know it really is. But you can actually talk to people you disagree with. You know, this is the thing. You know, I have actually DM'd Christy Winners and gotten more than one response.
Fisty stick.
Like that's actually happened.
Dude, Bearings actually managed to do the same thing. I know they like to punch each other in the face on the internet, but behind the scenes, you know, they actually have more reasonable conversations. Like the same way Vegan Gains came in and was like, I talked to Wavy Carbs. He was fine. It's like, yeah, we can agree to disagree. I think a fair and balanced diet is the best way, even if it includes meat. But you know, you can do what you want. That's fine. He was cool with it. You know who else was on that same stream? Kraut and fucking T. So yeah, I've talked to Mr. Gayops himself.
Yeah, that's one person where you get me in a room with Kraut and T, we're probably not going to do too well. He's going to call me a racist because of the Confederate flag. I'm going to call him a piece of shit. And then we're just going to roll on from there. That conversation is not going to go well. When it comes to somebody like Christy Winters, I can go at it like this. Hey, look, I'm not a feminist. I am a married man, and I do respect my wife. And I would like to know why you think feminism works better than the system that worked for about 2,000 years. I would like to know this, and then
Well,
we could
I
probably have a conversation. But
Doug, I have to make it. I have to make a statement. When I talked to Kraut on Cog's channel back when he very first got his start, this was before he went full like fuck the alt right and started trying to dox people and shit. This was back when like Kraut was, you know, reasonably normal, and I say that with air quotes. So
oh well,
you know,
no,
this
and
was
that's
like
fair
in
enough. And
2019.
I've never considered myself alt right, ever. Like I am not alt right, dude. Like they believe in collectivism. That is the antithesis of what I believe in.
Oh yeah. And so I guess more
Okay.
my point, just to
Sorry
get back
about
onto. Hey, what's up, Jensen? I guess just to get back more to my point, how did I get involved in YouTube, or you know, why am I here at this point in time? Dude, I just started talking to people. Like I would show up in live streams, I would chat every now and then in the chat reel. Occasionally, I would actually jump on panels and start talking to people. That's how I met Nurgle. That's how I met you guys. Downloaded Discord, and again, instead of trying to play a character or trying to, you know, gain some sort of internet clout, like, no, fuck that, dude. I am who I am. I'm gonna be as honest as possible. That's how I met Suit. That's how I met Trez. That's how I met you. That's how I met Nurgle. That's how I met Mildred. That's how I met Frank. And yeah, that's that. I just talk to people, and I am who I am. If you like me, great. If you don't, well, that sucks. But hey, you're not obliged to like me, so well, whatever. If you do, you do. If you don't, you don't. Whatever. Tough shit. Not my fucking problem.
Okay, memes. You want to ask me that question? Come on the show. Links in general. Jensen. How did you get started? Was it more of Okay, so you've talked about your personal experiences before on the channel. I don't want to try and overstep here. So, was it more because of what happened during your combat service, that where you were at home and you were like, you know, I need to reach out to people, but I don't want to leave the house, so I'm going to reach out this way? Or was it like me where it was a good outlet to let out my fucking my need to fucking vent at some point and maybe just debate and have an intelligent conversation? Where do you fall? Because I know a lot of ex-military guys that do YouTube. They do it as more of a it's because they're stuck at home. You know what I mean? And that's their only outlet.
Okay. I'm definitely classed as the weird one then, because I never whatsoever intended to come on to shows and speak. And Dodge, if you kick me now, I swear I will make your life a fucking misery in Discord for the rest of your days, just in case you decide to be playing a dick move. Right. What it was I would go into chat, as in just typing in live chat and just coming up with random silly comments. Because, well, that's what I do. I like to type the random weird shit. And I'm on a show. It was technically Ogre's show. CSG was in charge of it at the time. And, I was the only one there. It was just me and him. So I've typed in, so what we got to chat about today then? I don't know. Do you want to come on? What? Oh, come on. I, okay. Completely balls the whole thing up. I didn't know how to set the icon or anything like that. I was chatting with him. Funny enough, we were talking about abortion, I pointed out the fact that I don't have a problem with people having an abortion as long as they admit that they are baby murderers, which got a reaction from him. And then, like 30 seconds later, the Britisher came on, and I'm like, shit, I listened to you. Hi? And that was pretty much it for intelligent conversation for me at that point. And then I just started going on to streams and actually talking with people. I don't use this thing as a way to help my brain. That's what Discord is for. Yeah, that's right, Prospero. That's where I met you. And like I say, I don't use it as a group meet or anything like that. That is what Discord is for. That is where I really kind of cut loose, though for some strange reason, there's something about CSG that brings out the me in me. As shown last night, the moment he put the stuff up about Macron and, oh, we're going to come and take your fish. I don't consider it a successful stream if I can't get CSG to just duck his head and look in horror. So that's kind of a personal mission of mine. But yeah, that's how I started doing this, and I just sort of haven't stopped, even though I'm not the talker. Oh yeah. I completely agree, Prospero. He really is, and you got, as I say, I've been watching him for quite a while. It's through him that I met Ogre, through Ogre that I met CSG and Dodge, and then, well, yeah, now I'm here. So yeah, it's weird. It really was.
So
I-
basically, you got your start kind of the same way that I did, by just talking to people, and somebody gave you the opportunity to jump in and say your 2 cents, because that's how I met Nurgle, and that's how I met Dodge, and all of you guys, was just typing stupid shit in the live chat, watching live streams because I had nothing better to do, and then, well, here I am.
Yeah.
It's intimidating at first, because you'd be like, oh my god, this person has this many thousands of subscribers. And I guess this might be an interesting segue into another conversation about internet culture. We tend to give people like credibility, or as the cool kids would say, I'm using Anthony Brian Logan's little shtick. Yeah, we give them clout depending upon how many people follow them. Well, I've talked to Ralph from the Ralph Retort and everybody else associated with them. I've talked to Tonko, I've talked to Suit, I've talked to Irate Bear, I've talked to Cognitive Thought. I've talked to a lot of these people who have, fairly large subscriber bases. But at the end of the day, talk to them for a couple of minutes and you realize they're just people. That's it. There's no reason to be intimidated by them. And yeah, at first, I guess it's kind of intimidating until you come to that realization, because bro, I know an egotistical prick like Tonka might be like, well, who the fuck are you? Like it, as me and Dodge were talking about before the stream started. And it's like, dude, I don't care about your fucking subscriber count. It doesn't mean your fucking opinion's any more valid than mine or any less valid than mine. Like, who the fuck am I? Who the fuck are you? I don't care. You're just one fucking asshole on the internet. Half the
Well,
fucking
no,
people.
actually, I would like to correct you. Your opinion is less valid than mine because my opinion is mine.
And I think your opinion is shit. Therefore, my opinion,
Hey,
because my opinion
we
is
agree
valid.
95% of the time, you cunt.
That
So,
just
like-
means Doku's opinions were worth shit. I don't see what your problem is. And no offense, Doku, but literally the maths adds up that way.
Yeah,
I'll
Doki,
say,
you're a
well-
little bit unlucky because you started a little late. You see, like I've got an arrogant attitude because I have been on for like 9 years on YouTube, and even big YouTubers like who have started, like say some black guy for example, he's only been on YouTube for a couple of years and he just fucking boomed. I'm a subscriber to him, fucking, but like do I sort of see him as a senior YouTuber? Fucking no.
Yeah, see, I think all of your opinions are invalid. So
Yeah, who the fuck are you, Farty? I'm sorry.
Who's this fucking weeaboo with a bloody Dragon Ball Z name? Doku? What the fuck's that name?
it's Doku, not Goku. Get it fucking right. You fucking
Oh my god, I made the same comment
Yeah,
not
you did.
half an
Yeah,
hour
you did.
ago.
Yeah, you did. But no, that's the thing. That like when you actually start getting to know people, like you realize they're just fucking people, the same as you and me. Like who the fuck cares? Like here's the quickest way that you can realize if somebody's opinion is complete fucking shit and if you should actually listen to them or not, is if you start talking and they start saying, well, I have 50,000 subscribers or 100,000 subscribers. Who the fuck are you? Like that's when you know it's like, oh, the only thing you. It's like when people hide behind like, well, I have this kind of identity, like I'm black or I'm a female or I'm a Muslim, like therefore you can't criticize me. You're gonna hide behind your fucking subscriber count because you can't defend your fucking argument. Like, no, go fuck yourself. Like that shit's stupid. Once you fucking put that shit to the wayside, yeah, it's just people on the fucking internet talking. It's that fucking simple. You know, it's why people with weak arguments will fucking sit there and say your opinion's invalid. It's like Anna Kasparian saying, "Well, I just think I'm better than you." Yeah, well, I think you're a fucking cunt. So
Well, I am better than you, but that's besides the point. Okay, Prospero 048. Excuse me. I was appointed Queen of the Universe by a majority vote, held by myself for myself. Sounds like Steve Shives. Welcome to the show, Steve Shives.
See,
Wait,
there's
what?
another one there, the Paul brothers, you know. That so what? They got hundreds of thousands of subscribers. They are ultimately fuckwits in real life. Fucking, you wouldn't piss on the cunts if they were on fire. And what are their subscribers anyways? They're all under fucking 16, so it won't be long till Copa gets them two cunts anyway.
What's your subscriber base? They're all 5, bitch. Shut the fuck up. I like it. Okay. All right. So none of us here are gigantic on YouTube, okay? We're not PewDiePie. We're not Keemstar, even though some people might think I am. You know.
Keemstar.
Yeah, shut the fuck up. God damn it.
That's actually a good thing because, like, in retrospect, I never really, I don't really want to be big anymore. I kind of did want some fame when the AdSense was going on. Now I'm not getting any pennies for it, and I've seen all the bullshit that comes with it. I'm actually kind of glad that I didn't go that far.
I tend to agree.
Well, no, my question was this. Okay, so what I'm looking at for my channel is I want to have fun. Okay, so like that's why we're doing the Vampire Masquerade streams. Those are going to be coming back hopefully.
Dodge, I'd just like to interrupt you just one sec. Can anyone else hear Cyndi Lauper, "Girl Just Want to Have Fun," when you said that?
Oh, I
Just me.
fucking hate you so much right now. That's gonna be
That's
stuck in my fucking head.
That's horrible. Okay. But no, so Vampire the Masquerade, that's gonna be coming back. I want to talk, election year is ramping up. We're coming back to the political content. So, hey, all you guys that came here in the beginning for the political content, you'll be getting it again. You're welcome. We also have our history stuff. And I got some other stuff in the works. Hopefully, some more people will be joining us, and we'll see how that all boils down. But what do you think if somebody was starting YouTube today, like right now, right this second, they decide they want to create a channel? What would your advice be for them?
Don't get your hopes up.
Don't do it.
Yeah, who do you want to go? Who do you want to go first?
Go ahead. I guess Prospero said there was echo. I was the only one talking, and nobody else was talking, so the echo couldn't have been coming over my speakers. So, history. We do a World War One stream. Actually tomorrow. So, yeah, there's that. We also have a Civil War stream up that we completed. After the World War One, I'm not sure yet. American Revolution, War of 1812, or World War Two. How much do I really want to take the piss out of the Brits? If I want to take the piss out of the Brits, I'm thinking Revolutionary War.
If I want to take the piss out of the Americans, well, actually, that's easy.
Malaya. We went out there now.
No, we won't be talking about Vietnam at all, probably. Probably won't come up. No.
Actually, why don't
that is a good idea. The Malayan emergency. Another one for Cabby, because that's one that doesn't ever get mentioned.
I was gonna say why don't you guys do the Korean War? Most people don't talk about that one.
I have mentioned that.
Oh, dude, you know why? I would love to do the Korean conflict, but the problem with that is all I'm gonna be thinking about the whole time is Hawkeye and Klinger. Like seriously,
you're just worried about the all the threats from Uncle Kim.
Now, let's be honest, guys. We're just wondering exactly how fun it's going to be watching Dodge try to pronounce half these names.
Oh my god, could you imagine?
Sorry, dude. Tell me I'm wrong.
What's this place called? Busan.
Oh, don't bring up the Emu War. Oh, there's a shot at the Aussie. Yeah.
Hey, there's a U at the end of that, not a double O. It's pronounced emu, not emu.
I only bring up Korea because my granddad actually did fight at Chosen.
Yeah,
But no, Doku, your advice. Somebody wants to start a YouTube channel. Right now is probably not the best time, but then again, with the current political climate, it might be a good time to start a YouTube channel. What would your advice be?
Hey, Memes.
There you guys, what's going on?
Hey, what's up, Memes? My honest advice: if you're gonna do it because you have a passion for something and try to connect with people that share that passion. Don't do it because you think there's going to be any type of monetary reward. Do it because you want to actually connect with people, talk, have some sort of social discourse, and try to get your opinions out there. Maybe change some minds. Maybe somebody will change your mind. Don't do it because you think you're going to get rewarded monetarily, because you won't. You just won't. Period. End of story. But if you have the excess time to burn and you think that it's something that sounds interesting to you and is going to be entertaining, and hey, maybe you can make some friends, like, have that as your goal in mind. Like, make some friends, get your opinions out there, get a little bit of some things off your chest that you can't, normally talk about at the bar because, you might get thrown out. Don't do it if you think it's going to be somehow fiscally rewarding, because it won't be.
Well, yeah, we can dig into that a little bit here in a few. But Memes just jumped on. Memes, how did you get started on YouTube? Or internet in general? Like at the very beginning, I know that's an hour ago now. I even talked about AOL chat rooms, right? Like that's where I first got my start, was arguing with people in AOL voice chats, Kind of like we do now with Discord. It's almost like it's wrapped back around, right?
It's almost like things tend to come full circle or something. But, oh, you were AOL voice chats, dude. I remember just the straight up chat rooms and stuff. I was busy doing the RPG things. What was it? The UGC, the United Guild Collective and stuff. My cousin was trying to get me in. You could have honor matches, death matches and stuff. You roll that D20, and well, since I was an Immortal Dragon Kid and stuff, I could have 4 dice when you would shift and everything, because it was cheesy and because you could. I kind of got into a lot of stuff there. I did some Utopia, Dominion, did a lot of those games and stuff for a while, and then probably right around 2016 and stuff, it's like, well, I had been with XX Mrs. Memes for a while, and we'd enjoy watching.
Wait,
politics
no. Wait, no, which one? Is this the one buried over on Jersey Shore, or is this the one beneath?
This was the one that dressed up as a furry on Valentine's Day.
Oh,
and he's in the basement now.
Okay, so just for con.
Okay. You died
My internet hates me. I think I've used too much. I think.
Holy shit, you froze up like fuck.
Yeah. No. Well, basically, I think like a lot of folks, I just got tired of kind of yelling at the TV. So I'm like, I'll yell into a different ether.
You got this funny shit-eating greed on my end. There, it's reloading now. There we go.
It's okay. StreamYard doesn't like hacks.
That was great, though. You had that same grin for like 45 seconds. That was great.
Jeez, he's fucking good. I didn't see his lips move once.
That's the thing. If you got a crappy camera, you just you never know.
But no, okay, all right. So, well, there he went. I didn't kick him.
Innocent, for once.
Wasn't me.
Nah, I reset the browser.
Oh, okay. All right. So, yeah, all right. You were back there in the AOL, just regular text chat. Okay, but how did you get started on YouTube? And did you go out of your way like I kind of did, where I wanted to debate? I came into this thinking I'm gonna fight. I walked into this with the gloves already off. Did you? Or did you think you were gonna, have a lollipop and hang out with some fucking unicorns?
Oh, well, I mean, your explanation right there, I think, explains a lot about the internet. I came in just because I like to discuss topics and everything, because I discuss stuff with folks like IRL and stuff all the time. Like, no, even like 5 years back, I was working with one of the biggest Bernie supporters, and I'm like, I think Trump's going to win the primary. And he's like, no, Donald Trump will never be president. I didn't think he would be president either. I thought he would win the primary. I was right on one account and wrong on the second. And a lot of that happened. It's like, all right, I just didn't really have folks to talk to, so I kind of popped into this YouTube sphere and kind of assimilated it into this current form. And Tales history. Kind of started hanging out with a Mr. Ogre, with a Mr. Mad and stuff, and just kind of cross-referenced and just kind of expanded within the greater community from it. Actually, I kind of came in, now that I think about it, like you guys were saying, kind of on a Kraut video, because, what was it? I think there was a terrorist attack in Germany. All of a sudden, I find this thing. I'm like, oh, there's a live stream? What the heck? I'm like, and like all of a sudden, I'm hearing this guy getting up, and all these folks are giving this information. Like, wait, are these like terrorist hunters or something? I'm like, and then as I got through the live stream,
Again.
I know, right? Like, no, that was. Damn it. Like, terrorist hunters and shit. What
Yeah,
the fuck?
I know, they heard me. But no, I kind of went there, and then, of course, as certain graphs and charts kind of branch out, I kind of found, like, Sargon, found some other people. Kind of. All right, I'm going to call it my eyes.
StreamYards fucking hates your ass.
No, I think it is my internet. I think well, I'm also at the end of the loop, so I think I'm going to have to call and complain about one, my bill, other things, and since these calls are recorded for quality monitoring assurance, I don't know.
Swear a lot.
Oh no! I just want to make sure I have a copy of myself, just because with my particular ISP that happened before, and let's just say the person that mentioned that, oh yeah, I have a copy of this too, they treated pretty well.
Actually, here's something that I've heard someone reckon this works. But fucking, if you get on hold for a long time, just start swearing, and then use the terms like fucking getting a solicitor, I'm suing cunts and shit. And like, apparently, it fucking works every time. They'll fucking pick up straight away and try and deal you.
I've also been lazy, and I also realized I did used to work for this particular ISP that may or may not have accidentally given me free cable and internet for far too many years, and then I just kind of just let the bill pull up. I'm like, okay, I think it's probably evened out by now.
Well, real quick, Common Sense Guy says, "Hi, Doku. Hi, Quinn. Fuck you, Mad. Yeah, fuck you too, buddy. Yeah,
Oh,
come in swinging. Where you at? That
fuck you too. I'm in here.
Hey, what's up, Common Sense Guy? Nice to see you.
Yeah, fuck you too. West side of this motherfucker."
Oh no! But going back to the drama and why I'm here anyway. So Mad, were you alt right when Steven Crowder was alt right?
What do you mean? When was Crowder ever alt right? I would like you to point this out.
He was alt right before he realized Richard Spencer, who happened to be a white nationalist, owned altright.com.
I don't believe that means
do you
his
remember?
opinions. I do not believe that means his opinions were alt right. I believe that he considered the alt right brand something different than what it was. And as soon as he realized what it really was, he moved away from it.
Well,
correct?
That's exactly what I said.
Well then, what do you mean?
He was alt right before it was alt right.
No,
that wasn't
I
the
was
issue. A lot of folks
never
took up that
alt-right.
label. You never consider yourself alt right. That was why I asked, because there were a lot of folks who were
No, I never have.
Crowder,
And when have I-
Milo, and stuff. A lot of folks got on that bandwagon, man.
Memes, how long have you known me?
Am I
Have
saying
I
you're a white
ever-
nationalist? I did not
What?
say that.
Okay,
I'm asking you a question. I think you're hearing memes is calling me a white nationalist. That's not what I'm saying. Because I think this is one of the issues within the greater, whatever you want to call it, skeptic community or stuff, is a lot of folks kind of jumped on certain bandwagons called anti-SJW right around the time I kind of started paying attention. There were individuals that were like Milo Yiannopoulos. He considered himself alt-right for a while. Steven Crowder considered himself alt-right. That's why a lot of these periodicals, they write articles saying alt-right or former alt-right member, because they adopted this logo, and at a certain point, these individuals found out that, altright.com was actually owned by a gentleman by the name of Richard Spencer, who also happened to be a white nationalist. So then they gained that affiliation. So I understand what you're saying, but that's something I think a lot of folks in this part of the internet kind of run into. They took upon a certain label that a lot of folks were getting behind, and they might not have necessarily known what certain other folks considered that to be at the time.
Well, actually, I'm gonna stop you right there, because I think what the issue was, and it's the same issue where the quote progressives run into, where they have just blind acceptance or blind tolerance, where you start inviting people into your own movement that you think are going to help signal boost you and give your movement more strength or more credibility or more clout or whatever it is you want to call it. And as the paradigm starts to shift, because we've seen this on the left and we've seen it on the right, that these extreme movements, they shift further left or further right. And I think that's what happened to the alt-right, because if you go back to pre-Donald Trump, the alt-right was more just Go back and double check this if you don't believe me. Do your own research. Don't take my word for it. But really what it was just an extreme form of fiscal conservative. It used to be nationalist populist. And what happened to the alt-right is that instead of being, how we call like the rhinos and neocons now, because those terms are thrown around a lot, what happened was you started seeing, even though it's a small percentage, you started seeing these things of like, oh, well, white nationalism or ethno-states. It starts with white nationalism, and then it becomes an ethno-state, and then it turns into full-blown racism, even though that's still a small fraction of the people that originally made up what that group was, and they essentially co-opt the movement, the same way that, progressive politics never were originally about identity politics if you go back to the 60s, 70s, and the 80s. And these movements move further and further away from the centric moderate groups, and they do become fringe extremist movements because there's no real gatekeeping going on. And this is an instance where gatekeeping is actually important. You shouldn't have blind tolerance and just accept someone because they simply happen to share ideals, because it does taint your movement. And it essentially now all of a sudden I could say, okay, I believe in sovereignty. I believe that, legal immigration should be the course of action. We shouldn't have open borders. And all of a sudden you end up with, what the progressive movement is today. And you can still see examples of it on YouTube where Bernie Sanders and Hillary Clinton back in the 90s were saying pretty much the exact same thing that Donald Trump is saying today, where, we do need border control.
I'm gonna jump in here. Okay, first off, common sense guy. I made it even easier than going to my server. I DM'd you the link if you want to jump in. Okay. After that's being said, memes. I did not vote for Donald Trump. I have never considered myself alt-right. I was always, well, not always. I started off in Democrat, actually. My first election, I voted. Oh, I hate this too. God damn it. Jim Carrey.
John Kerry.
John Kerry, Jim
I would have
Carrey.
voted for Jim Kerry as well.
I know, right? Like, I wish it was Jim. But you're right, it was John.
Sorry, it was my first time too.
Yeah. Okay, so, and then after that, I voted for John McCain. That was a mistake too. Ouch. Damn. I'm batting 0 for 2. Then I go with Johnson. Now I'm at 0 for 3.
Wait, you voted for Johnson?
I voted for Ron Paul first.
Gary Johnson.
Yeah,
Did you
Gary
time
Johnson.
travel?
No, I was talking about Gary. You know that Johnson you forgot about.
You get Gary. What is Aleppo Johnson? Which in hindsight was a question.
Dude, I could have played that off so well too. Like, what is Aleppo? Aleppo is a city we shouldn't be bombing. Bam. Knockout blow.
Well, the issue was he forgot that. Yeah.
But damn it, right?
See, this is kind of my point, and it applies to both the left and the right, where, when you're voting for like a conservative back from like the 90s or the 80s or even the early 2000s, there still was like a heavy globalist influence. It wasn't supposed to be, when Trump comes out and says, I'm a nationalist, what he means is America first. Just because you have a certain skin tone doesn't mean that you're advocating for an ethno state. No, just because I'm black or I'm white or I'm brown or blue or green, if I say I'm a nationalist, we used to call this, I'm a patriot. I'm America first. So yeah, nationalism and populism has been tainted by, a very fringe element that is ethno-nationalism. And that's completely different from the idea of just nationalism or what we would call sovereignty or patriotism. And it gets used by the media a lot to smear the entire group as, well, you're all a bunch of, racists and sexist and this and that. No, it's just, I don't care what your religion is. I don't care what your gender is. I don't care what your ethnicity is. If you're an American, you're American. End of story. Stop. This is why, terminology is very important. And it's sort of like when people start trying to conflate, gender with biological sex, and they use the terms interchangeably when they're not. They are two different things. And I've had this argument with Pinoy before. If you want to talk about gender, what is gender? From the definition, not how it's used politically, but what it actually means. What is gender? Gender is how a society views either men or women and what roles they're supposed to fulfill. It's not saying that there's 37 or 54 or 258 different. No, it's gender is how a society views a man or a woman. It doesn't matter if you're wearing a kilt. It doesn't matter if you're wearing a skirt. It doesn't matter what's between your legs. Gender is a societal expectation of the biological sexes. It does not change the fact that there are two biological sexes.
Dogu, real quick. All right, check it out, guys. I'm gonna go use the restroom anyway, so I'm gonna dip myself out into the waiting room and let Yorkie in. I would like you guys to kind of stick to the topic, which is internet culture and stuff like that. So, CSG, I'm gonna disappear here for a second, but I'm still listening. How did you get started with your YouTube channel? I would like you to share that, and then we'll see if Yorkie has anything to say. I'll let him in. So.
Yeah, okay then. First of all, can everybody hear me?
Yep, you're good, dude. The floor is yours. Go for it, dude.
Thank you very much. The reason why I started my YouTube channel was because I kept on watching, as Memes of Destruction said, I kept on watching people like Sargon and people like that, and I agreed with some of his points and most of his points, but then I disagreed with some of his points. And more people seem to be going against people like Sargon and so on and so forth. And I kind of wanted to put my own opinion out there. I kind of wanted to try and explain what my point of view was and trying to see if there was anybody else that had the same type of view. Was I the average? Was I the norm? Or was I the abnormal in the room? Generally, for comical sense, I'm normally the abnormal person in the room. But generally, it's okay. When it comes to the politics side of things, though, I just really wanted to try and put an opinion out there. I didn't really want to try and change people's opinions. I didn't really want to try and make any type of movements or join any type of groups or anything else like that. I kind of just really wanted to put my own opinion out there, just so I had my opinion out there and so other people could listen to it. So it was kind of selfish, really, but at the same time, I just wanted people to, have a different opinion to book on.
So before we move on to Yorkie, I'm just curious: do you regret putting yourself out there on the internet, or have you learned anything, or have your opinions changed in any way?
My opinions have definitely changed on certain topics. When I first started, I was a lot more right-leaning, especially when it comes to social issues. I was a lot more conservative in that sort of sphere, if you will. But talking to people on the left and talking to people on the centre, I've kind of come to more of a social liberal understanding of social views. My economic standings are exactly the same. Communism and socialism can fuck off, and capitalism will reign supreme forever and ever. Amen. But no, I don't really have anything that I'm let's say embarrassed about or worried about, or I didn't want to do anything. I'm quite happy with still being out there. I'm quite happy still doing stuff. I wish it was a case of that when people talk to people about politics, that we could get past the human aspect of trying to attack the person rather than just actually going on the ideas and the points. Because it doesn't matter what sphere you go into, it really doesn't. People will tend to attack the person rather than the ideas. I wish that we could get past that as a race.
Okay, that's a fair and valid point. And before I ask everybody else the same question, Yorkie, how did you get your start on the internet? What brought you to our wonderful corner of the world?
I'm not sure really, although I'd say the reason I used to have the name Far Right Yorkshireman was 'cause my views still are kind of like, I guess, borderline alt-right, but I want to try more improve a point of you could be labelled as something and not live up to the stereotype. So for me, it was, could have far-right views, but not act like a complete psychotic dickhead. But yeah, it didn't seem to work because the second people saw far right, they just immediately spurred out and wouldn't want to listen. Like, his name offends me. Banhammer, banhammer, banhammer.
Do you think that might be slightly contributed by typing out like N-bombs in chats?
Oh no, that was I started doing that typing stuff afterwards.
Okay. So it kind of led you to basically just kind of, okay.
Yeah.
So, Yorkie, how did you meet everybody, though? Like, did you just start typing out in chats? Did you just start typing in live streams? Like, how did you end up here?
Yeah, I'd say the first one. Well, I think the first actual anti-SJW videos I ever bumped into was actually Amazing Atheists. And I think eventually from that I end up seeing Sargon of Akkad, and eventually I end up seeing a lot smaller stuff, like might have actually been the Cunt stream with Irate Prostate and Sir Adamantine and stuff, and like they're the first people who did occasional streams that I actually spoke to, and then from there eventually I bumped into everyone else that I know.
Okay, so you kind of started out the same way I did. So then, I'm gonna get to everybody because I have this question for all of you. Do you regret anything? Is there anything that you've done that, or people that you've talked to that you don't necessarily you're not necessarily proud of, or are you happy that you've had the chance to interact with other people and hopefully maybe expand your views, maybe change some things or reaffirm some things? Like, how do you feel about it? Has it been a good experience?
I'd say it's I guess more of an annoyance, but like my original email does still, it's still called Far Right Yorkshireman, so I still got that as a freaking email address. Obviously a private anonymous one. I'm not going to use it for businesses and job applications. Why do these black people never hire me?
I can't imagine.
All right, that's a fair point. So,
Right.
all right,
It's
I want
more of an
to.
annoyance than anything.
All right, then.
Yeah.
So it sounds like you don't regret anything. So, Farty, you haven't talked. So, do you regret anything? Or are you happy that you've made some international friends?
Don't really regret anything. Yeah, no, it's great that I have met a lot of other people and all this kind of stuff, and I kind of don't mind the novelty of being the token Aussie. But yeah, no.
Well,
I
no.
think I probably do regret not getting any money from YouTube, but since I haven't, I'm just not bothered anymore. Go dodge.
Well, I'm just thinking, Farty. You're not the token Aussie because Australia doesn't exist. You're the token Indian.
Sorry, I'm the token South African.
So our token Aussie doesn't have any regrets. So then, all right, Quinn, what about you? Do you have any regrets jumping into this wonderful shit show we call the internet?
Yes, I regret not actually listening to some of the things that Cabby told me about a certain person. and making the mistake of being friends with this certain person and putting up with the shit of this certain person, whose name I have no intention of saying. Ooh, what's that funny smell? It's like a lingering odor.
Well, hey, what did Cabby say about me? No, no.
Oh, don't get me on what he said about you. Oh, you don't want to do that. Me and him had long talks about you, Dodge.
Hey, Cabby loved me.
Well, we got to ask the question: was that scent? Was it steamed or boiled?
Sorry, what was that?
Well, was that scent steamed or boiled? Maybe it was pickled. I don't know. Is it a little bit sour? Maybe a
Oh,
little bit salty.
definitely pickled. I would say that there was no, not pickled, marinated. Yes, marinated
Oh,
is a definite term.
oh,
Well, did
there's a little bit
did
of
it
liquid
taste
there.
like chicken?
There
No, I'm
was a
pretty sure.
certain chickeny bit, yes.
I'm pretty sure it actually probably tasted like pickled anchovies, but that's a topic for another time. All right, common sense guy. How do you feel about your time and your experience on the internet? Any regrets? Do you enjoy it? What's your hot take?
I don't have any regrets of anything that I've done. I do regret some friendships that I've made. Not necessarily the ones that have been mentioned, but there are certain friendships that I have made that I'm interested and I try to avoid completely, and still not even the one hinted at earlier. But yeah, so I've had a very interesting time on the internet. I've tried to reach out to, well, as you all lot know, I've tried reaching out to black nationalists, white nationalists, from far left to far right. I have a very eclectic way of being able to get people to come onto the channel. So I have people that I know from a lot of different political structures. And yeah, some of those political structures I really wished I wasn't even introduced into. And some of them, I'm kind of happy that I was, because it made me reevaluate and challenge my ideas. One of the things I love about my channel is being challenged. Because I honestly think that if you're not being challenged on your ideas to back your ideas and assertions up, then you're not going to grow as a person.
Well, that's the whole point behind debate, right? But the fact remains, okay, you enjoy being challenged on your channel. Here lately, and I'm not taking the piss here. I've watched your shows lately. They're sporadic, but so I've been the same way. I hit the proverbial wall to where I just didn't want to talk politics anymore, and it took 5 years, but I hit the wall. I'm finally busting through it. I think you kind of did the same thing. What brought you to that point? That's my real question here.
Um, I suppose it still lingers on to the point that I made earlier, which was whatever political sphere or access that you try and grant, it always comes to the point, if you have a small or slight disagreement on different ideologies, even if it's basically exactly the same, but you just have a different way of implementing it, people tend to attack you as a person rather than the idea. And I have no problem with my ideas being attacked. But as soon as you start attacking me personally, or people I know personally, or anybody personally, I kind of think that you've just lost the argument and I can't be arsed with you. Because so many people have been doing that over the course of the time I've been on, I just kind of can't be arsed.
Now, see, you dopey cunt. This is where I disagree. Only kidding.
Well, no,
See, I'm actually
CSG.
okay with that. I'm actually
Well, no.
okay with that.
Well, no, CSG, actually, that gets back to a talking point we had earlier. This idea where you automatically get attacked, and it's not you getting attacked, okay? So, like with me, What my fallout with, I will say his goddamn name, Ogre, the little fucking cunt ass bitch up in Michigan. Fuck him. I will call him out. You know what our falling out was? It wasn't about our political beliefs. Not at all. Not one bit. Our falling out was he decided to attack my wife. He decided to say that she looked like a 15-year-old little girl and I was a fucking pedophile. What? My wife's 30 years old, you dumb cunt. I'm 35. What's wrong with you? And how dare you? I wouldn't call your wife a fucking cancer surviving looking fucking skinny Skeletor bitch. Fuck you. Right?
Could he? Wife.
He has an old lady, and if you have seen her, that comment might make sense.
And we don't need to bring that up, but I've told this to Dodge before, but I'll say it on here for posterity's purposes. There's only 3 things you can really do to piss me off. You can attack me all you want, I won't care. Like I'm here on the internet of my own volition. You can attack me personally. People have seen what I look like. You can attack my ideas. You can make fun of me. That's great. I'm here of my own accord. That's not going to bug me. But if you attack my friends, my family, if you threaten my friends or my family, or if you try to call me a pedophile, if you try to get me, slandered, if you try to swat me, that type of shit will piss me off, and I will not let that type of shit go, because fuck you, that is bullshit, and I will come for you with every fucking weapon in my arsenal. That is bullshit.
Well, no, and I'm gonna throw Yorkie. You're gonna go in the backstage for a second. I got something to say to Memes. Hey, Memes. Yeah, he fucking did. He threw a picture of my wife and me out on fucking Twitter. The picture came from a Discord fucking thing that I uploaded. My Discord, you know that same Discord right now that has over 300, almost 400 people in it. Yeah, that one. It only had 10 people in it at the time. He was one of them. He took a picture of my wife up, threw it on Twitter, called me a toothless piece of shit, and her a fucking teenager. Yeah, he fucking did, dude. Fuck that motherfucker.
Oh, no, I remember I was on the Discord at the time. I think there were probably like 30 to 50 people on it. But no, I remember that picture, and yeah, no, it was a dick thing to do. Actually, no, it was probably an asshole, maybe bordering along prickish thing to do. I don't believe he listed any detail. It was in a non-context this, and basically just kind of slandering things while not making the connection that people wouldn't have unless they had basically been on the Discord.
Yeah,
I mean, dude, I defend Ogre quite a lot, and I have done in previous streams. There are certain things that you just cannot defend, and it's just best to let people vent. This is probably one of those things.
Oh, well, apparently I've never been good at that. I just don't believe he ever called you a pedophile. He believes I called him one.
He insinuated it heavily. The words were never mentioned, admittedly, but he insinuated it very heavily.
Maybe it's just from my lived experience at one point when I was in the shower with XX Mrs. Memes and she didn't have any makeup on, and I looked her in the face and I'm like, you look like you're 15. And
Wait,
and
is
I
this
made
going into a porno?
well, it I don't know, maybe. I mean, shower sex can be fun, but no. All I know is I used it as an off the cuff remark. I'm sorry, I cut you off, Matt.
No, I was trying to cut you off because I didn't want you to say anything stupid. 2, okay, check it out, man. He did insinuate it heavily. I have witnesses to it. That's why a lot of us took lines in the sand on that one. And you know who took my side of the line? The guy's still standing beside me. And who took his side? I don't know. The 800 people still over there. That's how it plays out. Yeah, I fucking said it. What's up? I don't give a shit.
He dropped another 200. I know he would self-immolate every once in a while.
Yeah, no, and here's the thing, man. Dude, you're gonna get mad at me because my wife looks good? What's wrong with you? You jealous? Is that your
This is
problem?
this is something I kind of wanted to segue into as well because I would like to hear your guys' opinions on this. Yeah, because despite that, I know Exiled Opinions only has 115 subs. Dodge has roughly around 2K. Yeah, just the fact that we're even on the internet. I don't know how many subscribers everybody else has, but we are technically public figures at this point in time because we are on the internet. We do have a follower base. We can have anywhere between 3 and 30 people, maybe even 100 watching at a certain point in time. Do you think that there is a certain level of accountability or responsibility that people as creators, whether you're a panelist or an actual content creator like Mad Dodge who's hosting the show, is there a certain amount of responsibility that needs to be taken, a certain amount of accountability that needs to be had, considering our actions and how we treat other people? Because I sure as shit think there is.
It depends on your platform. It really depends on your platform. If you're trying to be as objective as possible, then yeah, of course you need to. If you're going to be on a platform like, say, somebody like Drunken Uncle, which is somebody that basically is completely and utterly in the platform to be a entertainer, somebody who's having a joke at everybody else's expense, then it's kind of his stick to be the way that you just explained. The point is, though, even with people like that, they still have a responsibility to say to people, don't go after these people just because I did, which generally most people do. There are responsibilities to be had, sure, but the responsibility is also always with the individual, not with the content creator, unless they say go after.
But do you think that, so this is kind of more of the point I'm trying to get at. Do you think that insinuating that somebody is, for example, insinuating that somebody is a pedophile with no real reason to believe so, like I'm not talking about an Amos Yee here, but just insinuating with no actual evidence, knowing that you have uh, a base who's gonna just quote quote listen and believe it, do you think that's it? I mean, it's wrong, yes,
Yeah, of
but
course
do
it
you
is.
think that's?
Yeah, but the thing is,
But do you,
if I'll jump on your question because I know where you're going with it. The thing is,
Okay.
what's happened with that situation and that Pacific situation is that, as Mad Dodge insinuated, people took sides. People may and may not have decided that they were going to do something or move away. The thing is, the person in general doesn't get any views whatsoever, which means that the audience that he did build up, or they did build up, has made a decision to go away because what they've done has caused a effect that has made people take notice of what they've done and reevaluate why they're watching him. So when you do something, your actions have consequences. In this instance, that means the audience that he built up fucked off, and rightly so.
Well, no, and like Jesse Miller says, he's at 478 and he feels good about that because he doesn't bullshit anybody and he just plays GTA. And by the way, memes, he plays 5. Um, but no,
No.
yeah, yeah. So, hey, exactly. You don't bullshit anybody. You come real with it. Hey, if you think I'm being a dick, hit the downvote button or unsubscribe. That's fine. All right, because I'm gonna be me no matter who you think I am. It doesn't matter. Like I'm just gonna say what I believe, and I'm gonna say it because I believe it. Get over it. And when it comes to ogre, like, dude, straight up, okay, you want to come at my wife, the woman you never talked to once, like, and I don't go after your old lady. I'm leaving her the fuck alone because I got respect. But you wanna throw down, bro? All right, we can throw down. Oh, but you really ain't into that, huh? Yeah, you just want to go hide for a while, come out, talk some shit, and then hide again. All right, that's cool. I know who you are. You know what I'm saying?
well,
like, you,
and I do think that because we're we are out, and we are of our own volition putting ourselves out there. We do have to remember, like at least in the back of our heads, that even if we only have 50 or 100 or 200 subscribers, and we only have maybe like 5 to 20 people watching us at a time, there's still, all it takes is one person to not just go after you, but go after your family or your friends. Like, there is still a level of responsibility that you have to realize, like, hey, look, I still have some degree of influence. Like, I am still, even if it's just, a tiny raindrop in a gigantic pond, there is
Oh
still
yeah.
some ripples I can make, and we have to keep that in mind, that we can influence other people's opinions that could have drastic implications on their lives. That's something
Sure.
that, because at this point in time, all of us are public figures. We have to keep that in mind and, take responsibility for it and not treat it as something trivial. All it takes is one viral video, and all of a sudden we could easily ruin somebody's life just for, doing something reckless.
It depends
happens
on
all
what
the
you mean
time.
by ruin. It depends on what you mean by ruin. If you're doing, say, a video response to say a bedroom feminist, for instance, like Burying used to do many, many years ago, and those videos become viral, does that mean that you're attacking the person and actually going after the person, or are you going after their ideas, but you just use them as a springboard for that as a surrogate?
Well, more specific.
Well,
real quick,
Doku, dude, I gotta stop you here. Prospero, there was some reason for the Britisher to leave, and I don't think it was purely about subscribers. That's it. I'm gonna let that lie. But
I have no idea. I have no idea. I have no idea.
And the point I was actually making is, when you start insinuating that somebody is a pedophile, it's a little more serious than just saying, like, oh, you're an asshole or you're a cunt. Like,
I agree.
It's different than attacking somebody's ideas or saying I disagree, or you're a white nationalist, you're a sexist, or it's sort of like the Me Too movement and why they've run into this strange impasse where, yeah, you can listen and believe, but that also means you're opening the door to false accusations. If people are going with the whole listen and believe thing, well, you can accuse anybody of anything without any actual evidence and smear it over social media, and suddenly people are just going to listen and believe and destroy
sue them for libel or slander and stuff like that too.
But you're also right about that, Doku, with the whole, where I said before, everyone's a social retard. Now, things that we used to hold dear is like, you only call a pedophile because that's a big bomb you're going to drop there. Don't call people Nazis because there's a reason why we hold that as such a great insult, but people are slinging it around like crazy now, and it doesn't mean anything anymore.
It's losing its effectiveness and stuff, like in Pokemon.
It's exactly the same for all the other bit.
Yeah, real quick, Jesse Miller, $4.99 in super chat. Show your set.
Especially if you're kind of behind a keyboard, maybe thousands of miles away, you may be more likely to say something that you wouldn't necessarily if somebody was directly across from you at a bar or something.
All right. Real quick.
Yeah. I have a super chat here. Jesse Miller at the Crow's Nest. Show your sexy faces for chat love. Giggity.
Are you trying to put this all on me? Hey Jesse, we love you, brother.
Oh.
We gave you cash. We got to at least do a flash.
Cheers.
Well,
that sounded wrong.
How you doing, Jesse?
Can I even turn my camera on right now? Is it even plugged in? I think I'd leave.
I've got to go find a shirt. None of you cunts want to see my boobies.
No, we've seen you. Nobody cares.
Oh, just because my tits are bigger than yours.
Well, well, they're nice.
And now that you've shaved them, they're a lot better.
Mm-hmm. They're all perky.
Yeah, a little bit.
Well, you're supple and built like a tank.
Yeah. I'm cuddly.
And that's the best thing.
I'm warm in winter too.
I like cuddles.
I came in. Calm down. Yeah, calm
Yeah,
down,
you-
memes. Calm down.
Calm your tits. Calm
barking
down.
up the wrong tree, mate. Wrong tree, mate.
Put your tits back in the brawl memes. I know you've got at least one hanging around from XX.
No, I think that's a skirt. I may have used it for debauchery. Never mind.
The milkshake brings you the diversity, Jen.
I should really not be on the internet. I just continually ruin things wherever I go. It's like the drama we have here. I've been consistent within other communities as well. I'm already dealing with drama on other communities.
Yeah, you're a fucking
What drama?
You're
Oh.
Tasmanian devil. You're a fucking destroyer.
Yeah, well then I do like Taz.
Hang
was
on,
a
we
fun
just
game.
scared away Dodge with his Catholic sentiments.
Yeah, he's trying to figure out how to get his camera to work. Illiterate
Yeah, and
bastard.
then ended up turning off his computer.
Nope, have to reboot it.
Oh, hi, Mad. How are you?
He won't have heard.
Oh, actually, you got another super chat there, Mad. So, somebody's making a peace offering to Australia, nonetheless.
As Mad doesn't seem to be here.
When it
From
comes up.
Jesse Miller. Peace to the Aussie. We argued about the Queen. I'm over it.
Yep, so am I.
Oh, you know what, Jesse? If that's the case, you better damn hop back on Exiled Opinions because we missed you, dude.
Hey, he worked it out. Fucking hell, he's here.
Yeah, I figured it out. Yeah, it was
You
crazy.
you missed a great fucking show tonight, Jesse. Because oh my god, dude, those fucking reviews of Birds of Prey. Oh, terrible.
Didn't Frank also have rum?
Yes,
Oh,
he
dear.
did.
Yeah, Doku, remember, it's turds of prey, not birds of prey.
Yeah,
This is big problem.
Farty is correct. It was Turds of Prey is even being nice. I don't even know what to call this shit anymore.
Sewage of prey?
It was shit. It was absolute shit. If you guys haven't checked it out, go watch the Exiled Opinion stream when we're reviewing probably some of the worst hot takes on Birds of Prey.
But
Some
it
of
was
the worst
good, right,
reviews
though?
I've ever seen.
And according
was
to the
good though,
feminists
right?
too, yeah, according to the feminists, don't forget to take your tampon.
Oh, dear.
And the thing is, Farty's not even joking. There was a line from whoever the hell was writing for Salon where I'm just gonna pull out a tampon out of my pocket because God, it's so bad.
But she has the vagine.
No, see, I thought that's what they had catheters for.
I think that's the wrong part of the body, but well done, memes.
I never really took anatomy.
Okay, never mind then. Try and be euphoric about it.
Memes is under the impression that women have a cloaca.
Oh,
Oh,
a cloaca. You mean like Samus? It's a bird thing.
Memes, one of these fucking days, I'm gonna fucking buy an Amtrak ticket and I'm coming up there.
Please
Buy me
do, and
beer.
video it.
Yay!
Yes, Yorkie, I'm bald. Fuck you. Thank you for the £2, because that's like what, like $3? Like
No, Yorkie, no. You see, you're getting it all wrong. He's aerodynamic.
Are you saying that his face has been caught in a wind tunnel? Is this what you're saying?
I may or may not have
Yeah.
said the exact same thing about a certain prince recently. The clip may or
There
may
you
not
go,
be
Doug.
coming in a new Dragon Bites episode.
He's suggesting you look like Prince Andrew. What are you going to say about that? Come on.
Oh, for fuck's sake, no. Even I will say no to that one. Fuck me, especially after the insinuations of earlier. Fuck me.
I
Do
thought
we
it was
not
Prince
learn?
William.
There we go, that's
Prince
better.
William actually looks like my brother.
I'm never
Wait,
gonna get a chance
Stats?
to fucking drink this beer if you guys keep going like this.
Prince William looks like Stats?
It potentially raises questions, but it's okay.
Hey, has anybody
Wait.
ever noticed that Harry doesn't look like his mother or his father?
Well,
No,
does
we
he
had-
even
we
have
had
a
never
mother or a
noticed.
father? I thought he was just like created in a fucking bottle somewhere.
Oh no, his mother's in a lead-lined casket. His father is either the chauffeur or the butler, one of the two.
Or both.
Jensen knows what I'm talking about, because I think CSG does too.
Oh yeah. Oh
Yeah.
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 Well, no, and Jesse, shave it off. You're fine. Yeah, no, I shave my head down. Yeah, just go down, buzz it
Allegedly
off,
in Minecraft.
call it good.
I love the way that the whole topic's now been completely derailed.
Oh, we want to get back to the internet. Okay. All right. So check it out. So here's the thing: your worst horror story online, and not necessarily doxing or anything like that. Like, okay, you went into a situation like a live stream, and you thought it was gonna be one thing, and it turned out everybody just fucking attacked you. I've had that happen a few times. You guys?
Yeah, but you do come up with some shit takes, though.
Hey, you know what? I'm good at what I do.
Dodge, don't you call that Tuesday? I mean, come on. Let's be honest.
Yes. Like I said, I'm good at what I do, bro.
Tuesdays used to be the day off.
Used to be. Okay. Have
Still
I?
is in Mexico.
No, actually, I haven't. So far, so far I seem to have managed to avoid all that. But then again, that's usually because I say things that generally make most people try to duck under the camera and hit their head on the table. Looking at you, CSG.
Never done that. Never done that.
Yeah. I love the fact you knew I was coming straight to you. Hey, there is a reason I say to you, do you want to do your little speech before we start? It just means it gets out the way because you know I'm going to say something.
I just wasn't prepared for the honestness of the first time that you did it. I just wasn't prepared.
Well,
Oh,
I wasn't prepared for Jensen throwing shots at me today. Like, I was just chilling in the chat. I got a cold and shit. I'm fucking covered up in a blanket, just fucking watching it, right? Like, shivering and shit. And he's like talking shit about football and then baseball and this like, motherfucker, fuck you.
I never mentioned football at any point. I spoke about hand egg and rounders. So you don't
He
need to
did.
fucking
Hand
go-
egg doesn't exist, and rounders is a British sport.
So explain why it is you guys like watching it on TV.
But
Fucking how did you get fucking the C virus?
I did, dude. No, shit was fucked up, bro. Like last night, I'm fucking sitting here at the computer, right? And I'm like passing out every 5 minutes, and I'm like, fuck this. I have a cold. I'm gonna go take a hot fucking bath and sweat this shit out. An hour later, my wife's waking me up. I'm damn near drowning, and she's like, dude, you're gonna die. Get out of here. Fuck, dude, I was messed up.
Oh, so
You
that's
might
why
wanna
you
get
never
tested,
fucking
mate.
called me back, you bastard.
And Yorkie, you're wrong. It's actually called rugby for puffs. You're getting it the wrong way
Yes.
round, man.
Hey, Dodge, did that bottle of medicinal marijuana have a little umbrella's insignia on
Oh dear.
it?
Right then, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to get off because I've actually got some shit to do today.
All right, mate. You look after yourself.
Well,
See ya.
how dare you have stuff to do?
I know. Got
All
to see
right.
family and shit.
All right,
Right, see you
CSG,
later.
thanks,
Yep.
thanks for joining us, dude. Have a good one.
No worries, mate. Take care.
Yep,
Bye.
take it easy, bro. No, and Jacob, dude. Hey, if if Super Chat hates you, we got StreamYard or Streamlabs, right? So streamlabs.com / Mad Dodge Productions. You can hit us up there.
Yeah. Or Streamlabs / the memes of destruction.
No, don't give that shit the memes. He's like fucking what?
I just set it up.
Like don't you got a trust fund and shit?
Oh, yeah.
Fuck you.
True, give it to Matt.
Jesse, yeah, if you're in Dodge's server, the link is in his general. If not, Dodge could always grab a pair of balls and just shove the link straight into live chat.
Or just put in the description, like a setup pre-profile, so he could get money easier and be less of a pain in the butt.
I usually do. Tonight was kind of me and Doku were just bullshitting, and then we're like, "Hey, let's talk about the internet and internet culture." You know what I mean?
I always
So,
forget
like,
to do it.
Yeah. So it was just a random spur of the moment stream. But there's StreamYards. Jesse, dude, you're always welcome. Hey, Yorkie, you actually gonna talk, or should you just chill out in the chat? What's up, bro? Because only 6 people are allowed, and it sounds like Jesse wants to hop in.
Well, I'd room to fucking speak because you Yanks never know when to show up.
Oh, well, okay, in that case.
You just have to barge in. You're very rude.
Did you just fucking kick him?
No, he's still in the backstage.
I'll pop out. I actually need to hit the hay. Hey,
what's
good,
funny is
good
me and
seeing you,
him
Jesse.
argued like cats and fucking dogs. And I know it meant nothing at the time, yet we were still arguing like cats and dogs. It was silly.
Yeah.
Well, that's because you were passionate about it. And there was probably some drunkenness.
That's how men work. You know what I mean?
True.
It's the way it is. Fuck it.
Yeah, well, Memes is a prick, right?
It's true.
Well, the only thing that really shits me about YouTube is that, like, mostly is that, like, a lot of them who are under the age of 18 who have already got fucking PTSD and all this kind of shit. It's like, okay, where the fuck did you get that shit from? I earned mine. Where'd you get yours?
Oh, someone.
Yeah, one of my favorite YouTubers is a Navy SEAL named Willink. Right? They call him Jocko. But
Jocko terrifies me. That dude is for real.
Yeah, you know Jocko? This guy will give you life lessons, but it's more like he's expecting to just tell you like one line of something simple like good and expecting you to pull from it. That's the way men are. It's beautiful. Like the shit hits the fan, everything's going wrong. Good. Why is it good? Because,
I like that. You know what?
You mean
good? No, that's a good. No, let's play off of that. I like
now
that.
It's time to adapt and overcome, motherfucker.
Exactly. It's an opportunity.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, everything's going bad. Good. Like let's build off of that. Yeah, when everything goes bad, then the real men actually step up and handle business, and the weak men, well,
shit their pants.
They're no longer around, are they?
No, they're the ones you tell to move forward.
It's actually more to the point that, like, when things are going to shit, it's a good thing because at least you know what the fuck's going on.
Yeah, precisely.
It mightn't be a good thing it's going to shit, but at least you know what's going on.
That's like the old adage of pain is there to make you feel like you're alive.
Well, exactly, man. It's like the times get tough, the tough get going.
It's like Farty. I know me and you have fucking just argued like cats and dogs, but I know you're a fucking fireman. I was a fireman for 4 years. You know when your fucking knees burn off that the shit is not good. But you just keep going. And you complete the objective because you're supposed to complete the fucking objective.
Dodge, put Voice's comment up, man. Come on. You know you have to.
Yeah, we lost 5 of my brothers this year over that.
Yeah, and that's not cool. And the wildfires that happened in Australia, while that is a freak event, I mean, the last thing they give you is a fucking fire blanket. And they call that a baked potato for a reason because you're dead at that point.
I will have to say though, I will have to say though that the crew protection systems on our trucks are far more advanced than what we had back in my day.
I hope so.
Oh yeah, they are. Like we've actually got footage of trucks sitting over.
It takes a brutal motherfucker to go into something where there's a 95% chance of dying. And if you go into a wildfire, that's exactly what it is. Don't fool yourself.
30 people have learnt that lesson this summer alone.
Okay, real quick. No, actually, voice. Hey, dude.
Ring the
Hey,
bell.
No, hey, voice. We're bros, all right. But that was a swing below the belt. Okay. Mad equals real men stand up. Also mad says this being the housewife. Dude, because I'm the one here dealing with the kids and doing a radio show and doing college and doing everything else makes me a housewife.
How old are
Then
your kids?
fuck you. How about you fucking get a
Who's
fucking
echoing?
wife and figure it out? Like,
Now, children. I love you all. Have a good night. I'm peacing out, making room for voice for Yorkie so you guys can kiss and make up. Jesse, good to see you, brother. I'll
Love you,
talk to you
man.
all later.
You're
We'll see you,
fucking
Jensen.
mad. You're funny
Barney,
as hell.
Doku, Mad. Love you all. Have a good night.
See you, mate.
Yeah, it is 4:30 a.m. where I am, but fucking I'm going fishing tomorrow in the ice. I don't give a fuck. I'm breaking that canoe through thin ice. It's been kind of nice out, so why not fish in February? Fuck them. I also have this what is this? Boom Boo, BUMBU. I highly recommend this rum. It's delicious.
but no, the comment there, calling me a housewife. Dude, just because I'm at home with my kids doesn't make me any less of a man. Matter of fact, I would claim that it makes me more of one than most men out there. Just saying. If I'm here, dude, I could deal with the kids, I could deal with the radio show, I could deal with college, and I can handle my old lady. What are you doing?
Well, what you've done is you. Why am I echoing? I have nothing open.
Because
Right,
Dodgy's
because Mad was open.
he's muted now,
Mad.
so you can talk.
But anyway, what YouTube is, if anybody really wants to know about how financial matters work, YouTube is what you call a passive income. Now, some people manage to take a passive income and make a paycheck off of it, and that's fucking brutally amazing. It's hard. Okay. So what most people do is they have a linear income, which is where, you go into a place and they give you money for the time you've put in. That's linear income. Passive income is when people give you super chats or give you a t-shirt purchase or give you Patreon or give you a PayPal donation. Because unless anybody else out there on YouTube doesn't know, when you super chat, like if you super chat me, which you can't do because I'm not monetized because I only have 400 something subs. But if I had 1,000, you could super chat me. And that's a donation. That's not me required to read what you said because people say some foul shit sometimes in super chats and you're not required to read that. So to turn this passive income into a linear money stream, it takes a lot of effort. It really does. And it takes a lot of feeling things out. And I think that Mad Dodge has put in a lot of time in that front because he provides a certain amount of unique, historically relevant information. And he has good streams. And that's why I'm still subscribed because he gives out good content. And I
Not
generally
just that, he's
enjoy
got a cast too.
Yeah.
And my panelists help quite a bit too. And voice, dude, I ain't mad at you. I'm just saying I don't like this whole idea where a man that stays home with the kids is less than a man. I don't like that fucking concept.
You're a snake.
Right?
You know what's not a man? What's not a man is the guy who fucking has a kid, knows goddamn well he has a kid, and just doesn't even fucking meet the kid.
This is what we used to call him back. This is what we used to call him back in the 80s. The blokes who stayed home while the women went out to work and all this. We used to call him a snag. A sensitive new age guy.
Known as a bitch. Yeah, the men that never looked after their kids and never saw them, I thought they were just called the blacks.
Well, you know what?
Really?
One of my best friends, Big Steve, his father never really paid attention. His mother was a staunch liberal, so you know the bullshit involved there. And he ended up raising himself. This fucking guy, as beautiful as an individual that he is, he's told me stories about how when the peanut butter jar was running dry, because that was the food for the month. What
No
the
shit.
fuck is
Like, dude, I've met Big Steve. I've talked to him, but
Big
he's never shared that with me. Like,
Dude,
damn,
he's the
homie, like
most
that
real
bad?
motherfucker I've ever met. Like, if you don't
Like,
know,
it was that bad though. It's like Friday, right? Like, we got cereal but no milk. Like,
yeah, exactly, and that's on a good day with some people. That's the fucking sad thing. That's a good day with some people. It's like I have one son, and he's 10, and I have joint legal and physical custody. So I have him Thursday and Friday, and I have him every other weekend. So when it's my weekend, I have him from Thursday till Monday morning. And over the point to where he becomes 18, his mother gets to spend an entire extra year with him than me because of one day that she wouldn't give up. And it drives me crazy. But
well,
when my
no,
son
and
is with me, if it's on the day when it's only Thursday or Friday, one day I'm going to cook a very good meal, usually steaks and mushrooms, and side, beautiful meal. And the other day is going to be a pizza because we love to have a pizza. Once my weekend
well,
on Sunday, I usually cook a very good meal, like something really good, and
well,
it sets me back. But I don't buy fucking food when I'm by myself. So who cares?
Well, yeah, when you're by yourself, you're a bachelor, I'm guessing, right? So you're by yourself, you're like
Yeah,
hot
I have been
pockets and
talking
fucking
to
pizza rolls,
the
homie.
head girl.
Like,
She's cool as hell. So like, she
well,
might,
that's good. But
she might lock me down, which is hard. Good job, woman.
yeah, but no, no, I get it, cause like, dude, the hard part is like from my end, I had full custody of my son, from he
Full
was
custody is
six.
hard to get.
I was actually the second man in Oregon to get full custody within a 3 month period.
Jesus Christ.
My lawyer even told me that. Like it's crazy. Um, so I had full custody from 6 months on, but now
How
he's a
much you care
teenager.
about. You love your boy.
Yes, but now he's a teenager, and it's like fuck dad, right? So he's
He'll
just
learn.
rebelling, and he now he's staying with his mom's. Um, I don't
He
know.
thinks there's gonna be
Because
freedom
dude, it
there.
came
Like,
to
you
the
can't get
point. It
at
came
home.
to the
You're gonna
point
get
where he
more
looked
care.
at. Well, it came to the point where he looked at me and went, "What are you going to do? You can't do anything, Dad. You can't touch me. You can't ground me. You can't do anything."
But
And
you
I went,
can.
"You know what I
What you
can
can
do?"
do is you can talk to him on a real fucking stance. Tell
Well,
him
no. What I said
what
is, you know what I can do? You can go stay with your mom's. I ain't going to her fucking house. She's a bitch. I'm like, yeah, you are. I'm driving you tomorrow. Peace out, bro. And that's where he's at right now. He's at his mom's. And
Oh, he'll learn.
it is what it is, dude.
Eventually,
Like,
he's gonna understand completely why you were the one in his life and she wasn't. And at the end of the day, he's gonna respect you on a level that he doesn't respect her because it wasn't there with her when it was there with you. And when he becomes a man instead of a boy, because we all make that transition at some point because of whatever, he's gonna know. And he's gonna know. And
well,
that's
yeah,
what really
no,
matters.
and the thing is, like, before that, he had stayed with his mom and he had gotten in trouble, right? Dude, he was looking at 2 felonies and a misdemeanor.
So he
I got him.
exactly,
Dude.
exactly. You're the fucking guy who fucking does the work. So
Yeah.
then he goes over there and he's got no fucking authority figure.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
then
exactly.
he gets into trouble whenever he wants, and that's
yeah,
how.
no, and I got
And then you come along
knocked
and you
down.
fucking give his ass a spank, and that's how
I
it
got
works.
I got him knocked down to 15 days or no, 15 hours of community service, and they'll wipe it all out. You sit there for 8 months, don't get in trouble. You do 15 hours. That's nothing. That's 3 days, dude. What is that? Pick up garbage for 15 hours. God damn it.
Oh,
And
dude,
then
I've done that.
and then he's
I have
standing
done
there.
that. Some of the people
He's
are so
standing. No,
fucking
check it
crazy.
out.
I found a purse, and they were like, "Oh, fucking look through the cards." I was like, "Dude, I'm getting the fucking guy running the job." Like,
Well, no, check it out. Like
where you need
I
to
got
look.
him. I got him from okay.
I got
2 felonies and a
when I said
misdemeanor.
that-
That's
when I said that, they said, "I'll find people to jump you." I said, "Here's my address, bitch. You want to jump me? I'll fucking slap you in the face right fucking now."
well, what is 2 felonies and a misdemeanor? That's 3, 6, 7 years in prison. 7 years in prison.
No,
Okay.
no, more than that, because once you get into prison, you fuck up, because in prison you have to survive. So that adds an extra 8 years to your fucking sentence when you go in the door. So if you don't think you're getting an extra 8 to 10 years going in the door in the fucking prison, you don't know what prison is like.
Yeah, exactly. So I got that knocked down to 15 hours community service, and everything's wiped away. You're a minor. It's all good. Wash your hands. Be done with it. He's standing here in my
until
living
the day you're
room.
in prison and they say, "Hey,
Well-
this guy's papers come back and he's a fucking pedophile. Now you gotta go fucking kick him in the head." Till
Well,
he
no, my son is standing there in my living room after he freaked out, threw stuff, broke stuff. My babies, my 3-year-old twins are screaming because they're scared of their older brother because he's wigging out. And he's yelling at me saying, "I could have beat that case. This is your fault, Dad." What's my fault? What? That you got 15 hours of picking up garbage? Go do your fucking chores, son.
No offense, your kid's an idiot.
Right? Like, go do your chores, son. What's wrong with you?
He'll learn eventually.
Yeah.
Tough love is real love, and don't ever forget that, because it's like I have it so easy because my son is a good little boy. He really is. He wants to become a veterinarian, and I'm willing to pay for that. Blah blah blah. But it's like I like on my channel, I like to stream GTA, right? So I finally let my son have this game and bought him the game. And when he is in the mission, he listens to me. I could beat the hardest mission with him more than I could beat it with some guy who's like a level of 1,000, because the guy who's a level 1,000 has some fucking ego complex, right? My son, he just says, "Okay, Dad," because he knows how to fucking listen. It's a very key fucking personality trait to have. Be able to listen to somebody that you realize knows more than you.
Well, that's something I don't get about kids these days, really. Like, not necessarily like I have quite a few kids, okay? So my oldest son, he's the oldest, right? He's gonna mess up first. Like he's gonna mess up first. So it is what it is. But you know, this idea where you just have to buck authority just because it's authority. Why? I mean, if they're saying something that makes sense, it makes sense.
You're the perfect influence in that specter because you are the ultimate libertarian. You understand why you rebel against some things and you don't rebel against other things because you're intelligent. It's all about personal intelligence.
And teenagers think they know everything and they're indestructible and all this kind of stuff, and you can't tell them otherwise because they fucking know better, even though you've been there and seen it and done it all before yourself. But they know better. They'll learn.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, Farty, you've been there. right?
Yeah, fucking oath I have. Yeah, absolutely.
Like, how old are you, Farty?
40.
You're 40, so you're 4 years older than I am, right? Or three and a
Yeah.
half, maybe. But anyway, like when you were a teenager, I guarantee you'd down a fucking bottle of vodka and have a party and fucking have a good old time. You know, it's like you got to be old to be not stupid. It's just the way it works.
Yeah, Greta Thunberg has joined the chat. And oh, by the way, yeah, you.
Whoever made that is a legend.
The other
A fucking moron.
the other thing, if you
I hate
if
to be
you
like,
never
girls
if
on
you
the
never
spectrum,
fuck up,
they use somebody on the spectrum is ultimately fucking just
she's nothing. She's a prop. Like, let's be honest, Greta Thunberg was a prop.
Border girl.
Greta Thunberg was a complete fucking prop.
Difference. It's mean. It's just downright mean to use that girl.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
I mean, like, you put her out there, and then, like, you know what's coming. It's like you're fucking slack for doing that.
Oh, yeah, it was bull.
You're a fucking slag for doing that, precisely.
Yeah, it was bullshit to begin with. It was bullshit when it was going on, and it's bullshit. Like, who's seen bring
bullshit to me because it's been 11,000 years since we've had an ice age, and we're overdue for an ice age.
Oh yeah, if you really want to talk about fucking climate change and all the fucking crap that they're trying to shove down our throats.
The shit, right, Doku?
Yeah, if you really want to talk about it, let's look at the last mini ice age. Let's look at what's actually happening. This is the same reason that I fucking look at people and it's like, and we were talking about this earlier. The activists, they like to use terms interchangeably. Well, you can talk about climate change and then you can talk about global warming. Well, climate change is a natural occurrence. It always has been. The climate has never been stable. It always changes. So yeah, we can talk about climate change science. We can talk about what effect, petrol-driven cars have on it, the same way we can talk about, the effect that algae or fucking volcanoes have. But if you want to talk about global warming, no, we're actually right on track with the same type of cyclical global warming and global cooling cycle that we've been observing for the past, I don't know, 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 fucking years. But no, apparently cars are the problem. Fuck off. No, screw you. No, cars are not the problem. Coal mining is not the fucking problem. Volcanoes aren't even the fucking problem. No, it's gonna happen naturally, and there's not a damn thing you can do to stop it. And if you think there is, well, I hate to fucking break it to you, climate change activists. You don't really have that much influence over the fucking climate or how it changes, because the only thing it takes is one fucking volcano. Not even a super volcano, not even something crazy. Just one volcanic eruption is going to erase your entire Paris Climate Accord and everything it's done over the past 100 years, and it's only going to take a whopping 30 fucking minutes. So go fuck yourself. And that's the truth.
It doesn't really matter anyways, because in a few billion years the sun's going to go supernova and its corona is going to overtake this planet, which means that everything's going to be fried and evaporated. And then when the sun does finally go supernova and turns into a singularity, we're going to be sucked down with the entire mass of the planet, sucked to the size of a fucking pea and shot directly across the other side of the galaxy to fuck knows where. And if any aliens come past this part of the galaxy after that, we, in effect, never existed.
And that's
Well,
a
and-
very interesting thing right there, because what has to happen is we have to inhabit the moons of Jupiter, then use that as a launching off point before the shit hits the fan. Because once it does, it's on a molecular level. I can't remember what it is, but we're gonna be basically bombarded with photons that will make everything explode before we even know what's what.
Mhm.
Okay, so we're already gonna have to be to point B to point C before that shit happens, and I
Mhm.
think we will be. I think we will be.
No,
It's going to be a reduced population, to say it softly.
by the time we
well,
get there, I reckon the flat earthers and anti-vaxxers would have fucked us all over by then.
You know what's really cute is that we have. This is fucking adorable. You're really going to think it. We have a early warning system to tell us when the sun is going to go supernova. So it's like when the sun goes supernova, we'll have an early warning system to say, "Oh, hey, look up, motherfuckers," because there ain't nothing you can do about it.
The best part about that is it takes 8 minutes for light to travel from the sun to the earth, and in that just means that whatever they've put out there is only going to give us like 3 minutes warning.
I know. So we
Well,
gotta be gone, like already. We gotta be gone. The fuck
In
out of
fact-
the solar system before it implodes. We gotta think about this shit as a species, and we don't.
In
Well,
fact, that
you think-
actually won't
You,
even
you
work.
know what's
That,
on the news right now is Orange Man bad.
you know,
Orange Man ain't bad. Orange Man is about to fucking do some soft disclosure on the Warden Space Fleet, which we desperately fucking need.
well, that early warning system won't work because, well, the light that's traveling towards us is traveling at almost the speed of light. And
And
that
it's not
satellite
quite quick
uses
enough.
radio waves which travel at the speed of sound. So we're going to find out probably 7 minutes after the light goes out.
Beautiful.
well, the funny
Works
part
for
is,
me.
I
I don't give a
actually,
fuck. Eat
I actually,
pussy and fucking have
back
a good
in
time.
back in high school, I actually did a because I thought this would actually, get me an A grade. Instead, it didn't. But that's neither here nor there. But
It's
they,
not up to you to make your fucking professor understand your theories.
oh no, my professor was a fucking bitch. But again, that's neither here nor there. But the subject of the experiment, it was completely theoretical. It was all mathematics, and my dad actually does happen to be a quote quote rocket scientist.
That's pretty
It,
fucking cool. I could never be one.
yeah, I've looked at some of the books. I have some of his books. I have astrophysics books over here that, dude,
You
I'm
have your
never gonna
dad's
understand.
books on your bookshelf? That's cool as shit.
Yeah, I can look at one right now. That's I have
Like some
design of
Iron
a
Man
geo. Yeah, I have design of a geosynchronous spacecraft by
Raw, just say it.
Aguanal. It's an Asian dude. I can't pronounce his last name, so sorry for butchering it. But no, design of geosynchronous spacecraft. And no, I did a project where if we have an asteroid the size of LP1001, which is basically a football shaped asteroid that has the potential to hit the Earth, and it's roughly 2.5 kilometers long. It's an Earth killer. So, what could we do to
Supposedly
actually
the one
change
that
its
killed the
trajectory?
dinosaurs was 6 miles wide, just for reference. So 2.5 kilometers is about half that.
Yeah, and it would still cause a dust cloud that would completely fuck our entire ecosystem.
Oh,
It
goddamn
wouldn't-
right. You're
Yeah,
goddamn
it
right. It
wouldn't
doesn't
be-
matter if it lands in the ocean or not. If it hits land, it's 10 times as worse.
Yeah, it wouldn't be as bad
I
as
mean,
whatever
imagine if it hit in the middle of the
dinosaurs.
fucking Pacific, where there's the maximum, like, let's say it hit the center of the Pacific, best case scenario, where it would had an equal amount of energy to disperse to get to any coast. That would still overrun that goddamn coast. There'd be no California, there'd be no Japan, there'd be no fucking coast of China.
Yeah, all the coastal cities would be wiped out, and
Be done. It'd be absolutely fucking done.
And
Australia
actually,
as well would fucking
or
feel that
it
shit.
would be more
I'd
dangerous.
actually,
It would be more dangerous than
That's
an asteroid.
best case scenario. Let's say it hit fucking Chicago, then what happens?
I'd actually like to see a massive like that Earth killer thing happen, just to see whether it would overtake the Great Dividing Range. Because we've actually
the
got a
thing is-
really good
Dude,
seawall
dude,
just inside
it
of Sydney.
takes surprisingly little to fucking destroy everything.
Oh no, the Great Dividing Range is a big downrange.
Look at it through your life. Like the amount of energy it's taken out of you as an individual to create anything, right? Then you take the amount of effort it takes to destroy that same thing. It's
Well, here's the interesting part about it that nobody fucking talks about. First off, you have to look at the composition of the asteroid, and if we're talking about L whatever the fuck it was, I don't remember. It's not a solid rock. It's actually the majority of it is
porous.
Well, it's hydrogen and helium that has been frozen. So when it starts actually hitting the,
you just mute yourself somehow.
Either that or his internet shit itself. Yeah, well, most asteroids are porous, and they got lots of little pockets and shit in them with little gases and stuff. That's why that Russian one blew up in midair, because the friction just caused so much heat that it literally just exploded.
Yeah, now check this out. I love bringing this up because if you YouTube it, you could find a documentary about it. It's like an hour and a half long, but it's worth watching. Now, King Tut, when they dug his ass up, he had a necklace on, right? And on this necklace was this big ass piece of yellow / green gem. And they always saw it was a gem. But what the side cut to an hour and a half later in the documentary, which I'm cutting out a lot of information. But basically, a cluster of shit.
There we go.
Came down above the Sahara Desert, and it didn't have the gravity anymore upon entry to keep itself together. It created an explosion above the ground, so that when it hit the ground, it created a firewall that created a kiln that was well over 3,500 degrees.
Wait, are you talking about the Tunguska incident?
No,
I'm talking about the Sahara Desert and King Tut's necklace.
All right, can you guys
right now, if you Google King Tut's necklace / glass, you'll find info on it.
Yeah.
Okay, and yes, Doku, we can hear you. I was just commenting because Jesse, he was talking about an asteroid hitting but exploding above the ground and creating not an impact crater, but a kill zone.
Such as an asteroid as a garbage cluster.
Well, it's an air burst, is what it is, because a lot of these asteroids, they have basically frozen what would be a gas on Earth, and they enter the atmosphere and they heat up, and these low on the periodic table elements that are frozen because they're floating around in space, they suddenly heat up and they go boom, and you create what's called an air burst. And it's basically the same way a lot of weapons work, where the expansion of air suddenly flattens massive areas of land. And, oh, by the way, it blows apart chunks of rock and sends them flying all over the fucking place. That's your best case scenario. The worst case scenario is that you have one that's actually a solid chunk of rock that's made up of heavier elements that doesn't, heat up and turn from, ice or frozen nitrogen or hydrogen or helium, but it's an actual rock, and it just slams straight into the earth. At that point, you're screwed. So I actually did an experiment.
All right, Mad
Just
Dodge,
looking-
I'm screen sharing if you let it, so that
and just
see what I'm talking about and see what the property is because it's beautiful.
Trinitite.
well, also just looking at heavier rocks, things that aren't going to be structurally compromised by having these veins of frozen hydrogen, helium, oxygen, whatever that break it up on entering the atmosphere. If it's an actual solid chunk of rock, by the time we actually detect it, guess how many. Let's say we're going to use a space shuttle. Guess how many space shuttles you would think it would take to just Earth in, I don't know, 1 year time frame out of we detected a year
Honestly,
out,
I'd say
a
120
year in advance.
to cover the
Oh,
sky
so much more.
significantly. I would say 120, maybe 200.
Just wonder with that bit of glass
No,
there whether they
we're talking
ran a Geiger counter over it, because that looks like Trinitite to me.
Yeah, that's just glass that got heated up at 3,500 degrees Celsius from a meteor strike. It's all over the Sahara.
Well, that's what Trinitite is. It's the stuff that they found in like the White Sands testing area after detonate nuclear bombs. It's effectively the exact same thing. It's
That's
just the
what
heat
they
of the
thought
glass.
this was. That's what they thought this was because they said nothing short of a nuclear explosion could cause this to happen. And that's what caused all this ancient alien talk. And then they were like, wait a minute, if this thing was a junk cluster, it could have detonated above the air and acted like a nuclear explosion.
Yep. Well, the reason why they call it Trinitite is because it was the result of the Trinity explosion, which is the first detonation of the nuclear bomb. So Trinitite.
Yeah, you know what? I always bring up this guy Charlie because he just talked to me about all this crazy shit. But when they first started testing the nuclear bombs, they did them on gypsum fields, like gypsum, like you'd find in sheetrock. And now, even today, it's a bunch of green crap on the ground that's radioactive. You should not go there.
Well, they got guided tours of it.
Yeah.
Well,
You gotta
and
be
real quick,
crazy out there.
Jesse, you'll probably find this interesting. A 1.4 kilometer long asteroid. You said a couple hundred space shuttles to try to move it
About
out of.
120, 200 to try to, cover the atmosphere significantly.
No, if you wanted to actually change this asteroid's trajectory, you're not even close, dude.
Was
Not
it
even
more,
fucking
is it
close.
more like 10,000, 20,000? What's the numbers?
You would have to have the thrust capability of 1.2 million space shuttles.
Jesus Christ. Then that's just to cover the entire sky.
That's just to get it out. That's just to move a 1.4 kilometer wide asteroid outside of the range that it wouldn't be sucked into the Earth's gravitational pull, so that it didn't, cause an Earth-killing event.
That's amazing, isn't it?
That's a near miss.
Isn't science incredible and beautiful and crazy?
And again, that's a near miss, and it would require the energy expenditure of 1.2 million space shuttles.
Yeah, which do we have that? No, it's like every time you encounter something cool in the sci-fi realm, it always requires like 40,000 times the energy of the center of the sun.
Yeah, well, it doesn't really matter anyways, man, because as
No.
Oumuamua fucking showed us, we won't know until it's fucking through us.
Yeah, exactly. None of this matters. Just be a good person until the shit hits the fan. It's okay.
Well, that's the scary part about it, is because by the time we actually realized it, there's nothing you could do. Like, there
Well,
really isn't.
Well,
yeah,
they reckon
That's
if,
not
he's going to
necessarily
broadcast this and be
true.
like, see ya.
well, if they reckon if something came through the galaxy, well, our solar system at the speed of light, by the time we detected it, we would detect it at Mars, so by the time it hit us, we'd only just be detecting it at Mars.
Well,
Why
yeah,
exactly is
And
a
that's just the thing. When the sun goes supernova, it's going to happen so fast that the atmosphere is going to vaporize. Everything's going to just disintegrate into nothing, and no one's ever going to know. It's
Yeah,
only
but okay, first off, the sun's not going to go supernova for another
4
what
million
billion
years.
years? 4 billion years? It's a weird number, but it's far in the future.
It's
If you
yeah,
want to
but
talk about
Humans will be long dead before
look at
then.
your life and look how fast time passes, and yet we're still not addressing
okay,
these issues. It's going to
okay,
take that
fair
long
enough,
longer. We're
fair
still
enough.
going to
But
have
if
a shot fucking against the sun chance of this shit.
yeah, but if you want to talk about something like an asteroid impact actually taking out the Earth, okay. Um, First off, since when is an asteroid coming at us at light speed? I would like to know that one. Did the Borg send this shit?
It's not that.
Where are you coming up with that, Doku?
Just
Because
random
asteroids don't
happenstance
move at light
stuff
speed.
happens.
no,
Well, not at
I
light
didn't.
speed, but
I
any
didn't say
object in the
the.
atmosphere that encounters the Earth is going to be like a bullet shot through us.
No, I didn't
No,
say
I
the
was.
asteroid was moving at light speed. What I'm saying is that by the time we actually detect an Earth killer that's on trajectory with us, you basically have 2.5 years, assuming we detect it early on, not last minute.
Yeah,
It,
or
it's
at
still
all.
gonna, yeah, it's still gonna take the energy of like 1.2 million space shuttles just to move the thing. And I know a lot
Not
of people.
necessarily. Not necessarily, and this is why. If you find it far enough out, you can actually tether this bitch and move it incremental, slowly.
No, you
Okay,
can't.
here's
Um,
a major
Wrong.
issue with that. We are only looking at like 1% of the sky at any one point in time. We will miss it. We missed Oumuamua. It was like fucking 3 months past us before we even figured out it was there.
And that's the thing. And Farty is correct. Like, no, wrong. If you're looking at an Earth killer asteroid, you're thinking about asteroids that are kilometers, not 1.4, but 5, 6, 7, 8 kilometers wide. And those are small ones by comparison. Some of them are 10 to 20, maybe even 30 kilometers long. But most of those are so large and so heavy, they actually cover up the smaller ones. The ones that you should be more concerned about are the ones that are in long form elliptical orbits. We're not looking at something from the Kuiper Belt or anything like that. We're looking at asteroids that are basically on the same trajectory as a comet, and they're very fast moving. There's no way in hell, if one of these is on a direct collision course with the Earth, you have basically a year, 2 years if you're lucky, maybe 3. And because they're moving at such a high speed, and it's nothing close to the speed of light, but we're still talking about something that's moving at the speed of a comet. You're not going to actually change its trajectory. You
Mass
just aren't.
mass
Actually,
times momentum equals kinetic energy. Sorry, Yogi. Yeah.
yeah, how big was the one that killed the dinosaurs? Because that took out what
supposedly
60%.
that didn't actually happen. Nobody, nobody really knows,
No,
man.
no, it technically did if we're going to go by anything that's, remotely scientifically viable. And that one was roughly 5 kilometers. And that was not just an Earth killer, that was a complete full on extinction event.
Yeah, actually, I just Google. It says formed by an asteroid or comet. The rough estimate is between 11 and 81 kilometers.
Yeah, but also what that's not telling you is they no longer believe that. The science has changed. They think it was climate change. They're going with that
Oh,
angle.
fuck
Yeah, and no,
off.
that's bullshit.
Yeah,
No, that's
they
bullshit.
are. They are. I'm telling you. I'm just telling you what they're saying.
What I've
But
heard
Thank
hey,
God.
don't blame
is a
me.
bit both.
Thank God it's not something like fucking no, the dinosaurs didn't exist because God never created them.
And again, if you want to talk about the smallest asteroid that could possibly create an extinction event, it's roughly around 0.8 to 1.4 kilometers wide, and it's going to be an asteroid. It's not going to be a comet, so you don't have to worry about the airburst problem. But what you do have to worry about is this thing's going to be hitting with the impact of roughly 100,000 tons of TNT. It's going to make the Tsar Bomba look like a fucking joke. And even then, that's small by comparison. And those are small asteroids. Those aren't even big ones. Now, here's where things really start to get terrifying. That an asteroid like that is not, stuck in the asteroid belt or, stuck around the gravitational pull of another planetary body, but is actually moving at the speed where it's not stuck around a planetary body, that means it's moving at a speed that, well, something the size of Jupiter or the Earth or the Sun is not enough to actually change its trajectory, which means it's moving at a very fucking high velocity.
Well, no. Okay. First off, the sun did change its trajectory. That's why it's headed towards us. It's the gravity well, my
Actually,
friend.
no, not true. Not true at all. Actually, no, that's not true at all. This is why things get very, very interesting, because it's still moving around the same elliptical trajectory. It's just it hasn't slammed into anything yet. It's still moving around.
Are
the same.
you trying to argue with me right now that the gravitational pull from the sun does not change the trajectory of a outer solar projectile?
No, that's not what he's saying. What he's saying is that the elliptical orbit, which will go around the sun will keep accelerating it, but it'll keep it in this constant sort of orbit kind of thing. And it is sort of kind of a random game when us and this thing cross paths. It eventually does happen, like once every 100,000, 6 billion quintillion years, but there's like one coincidental chance that we cross paths. It's coming back in the solar system as we're going around it.
Yeah, no, they're on the same trajectory. And Farty is 100% correct. They're on the same trajectory. It's just we happen to end up at the same point in time where, well, we're in the wrong place at the wrong time. It will inevitably happen if you roll the dice enough times. It will happen. And when it does, it doesn't matter if it's, a 5-mile long asteroid or if it's a 1.2 kilometer wide asteroid. But when, not if, it does inevitably happen, it's not going to end well for us because there's not going to be jack shit you can do to stop it.
Yeah, no, what you're saying is to take it to a Vampire the Masquerade reference. The asteroid got a critical hit. Like you're done. Fair enough. Okay, but I still believe that the trajectory does change because of gravity involved with celestial orbits. I did happen to take astronomy in college, so I know a little bit about celestial orbits. I
Yeah, but
know a wee bit.
Yeah, but
Um,
where you're going wrong though is it's sort of kind of like the reason why there's two times to travel to Mars. There's a short time and then there's a long time. The short time is when we're both on the same side of the sun and we're pretty much in alignment when the stars align. Pretty much when it's the longest, it's when we're on one side of the sun and it's on the other side. And the elliptical orbit, the periapsis that we have to take will take several years as opposed to, because you're basically just trying to basically widen your orbit so that the next time the Mars comes around to where you are, you meet up with it, not the other way around. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Yeah, correct.
fair
And
enough.
it's because we all do all of the celestial bodies orbit around the sun because it is the most massive object in the solar system, and that's what everything is rotating around. My point is when you have these bodies that don't follow just their standard orbit, but instead they're essentially, what's the term they use? It's rogue celestial objects, something along those lines.
Yeah.
It One of them comes out of nowhere every, I don't know, decade, couple of 100 years. You don't know if you're going to end up, in its path, and if you do, you're screwed because there's nothing you can do to stop it. And I
Well,
have
no, and
actually
that's not
done
even.
I have done
See,
the
I
math.
think, I think that's the problem here. That's not even an argument we're having. Okay, the argument is the basic idea that this is coming in like Clayton Kershaw throwing a fucking hardball right down the middle. That's not what's going on. What's happening is this object is coming into the solar system, and then it's being diverged by the gravitational pull from Jupiter, Saturn, and then the sun itself. And that pull may or may not make it collide with the Earth, but it does affect its trajectory, and that is our basic argument here. My view of your argument is you're saying it doesn't. My view is yes, it absolutely does, and astronomy will tell you so.
Okay, well, what you're talking about is something that comes randomly outside of the universe. What we're saying is that typically everything like comets and asteroids and all this kind of stuff, they do have this very, very extended oval orbit. Like like the reason why Halley's Comet takes about 70 something years to come back and visit us is not just because it's doing the same thing as the Mars thing, but most of the time it's the other side of the sun. It's because it's actually going in and out of the solar system. It's traveling all the way out to Pluto, and then it's losing its energy and then falling back to the sun, going around the sun and going back out to Pluto. And that's where you get your like a lot of your debris orbits and stuff like that. They don't actually follow us. They actually shoot all sorts of different ways. They might go up and down and all this, but they do have that very elongated elliptical thing. And it is like throwing a ball in the air. It'll go out very fast and it'll slow down, then arc over and then come back down. And then as it comes back towards the sun, it'll start speeding up. It'll hook around it again. Now with Oumuamua, that came from above us, like say on the accretion disk, right? So if we're looking at like the profile of the solar system, so all the planets are on a single level plane, right? Now it came from above us, it came past us and then went below us, and then it actually changed direction, and it wasn't from the sun that it did that. And it's actually the direction change has led a lot of people to believe that it might have actually been a piloted spacecraft because of its change of direction. Now, with those random objects, we seriously just haven't had enough time or the ability to check to see whether they will ever get captured again. Like we might find a Muamua in another 100 years or so, but not. But even still, if something was going to come into the solar system because of the sun, there's a very high likelihood that Jupiter is going to be the one that's going to catch it first, because Jupiter is in fact our basically our shielding system. There was about 10 years ago, there was a series of 12 asteroids that were hit near the big spot, and and that they were going to hit us apparently, but Jupiter basically came along and sucked them up. If we didn't have Jupiter, we'd be hit more often.
Well, no, and I think you're absolutely right. And looking at the time, it is 2:18 on the West Coast. It is 2 hours and 48 minutes into the stream. I think we should probably wrap her up. Body bagger like memes did is XXXXX Mrs. Memes. Um,
Oh man, that means
so
we're gonna have to dig a trench now, aren't I?
yeah, I know, right? So hey, we got the World War One stream tomorrow, Farty. I'm still down. I'm on board for that. I know I skipped a week or two, but we're back at it. What's going on with the rest of y'all? You guys got anything you want to throw out there?
Nothing on
Yogi.
my end.
Really?
I think that's a no.
Yeah, I know, right? Yorkie is saying something, but it's awfully quiet. I don't know. Oh, okay. All right. Well, thank you everybody for coming out. I really appreciate it. And like I said, we're right back at it. So we're going to be streaming more often again. We're getting this channel up and going again. We're going to kick the tires and light the fire. All right. We're getting her done. Good night. Good luck. Don't go to France. We're out.
Boobies.
Everybody likes boobies.
So anyway.